Yo.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Yeah.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to take 2 of the 365 Flicks podcast.
Take 2? It's been a while.
It's been a while since we fucked up this bad.
Wasn't fault. Your fault.
Well, no, but that's all good. Yep, you are listening to the 365 Flicks podcast. I am the Pissy X video. Oh man, you're going to get a chance to do this right this time.
Well,
That was
we've all had a drink, Kevin.
That was well funny. Anyway, so I am the Pissy X video store clerk, Kevin.
I am the Scottish Whedon whore, Chris.
Not the Scottish Whedon Pissy Hall.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened there.
Pissy video
I was
store
trying to
Whedon
take your
Hall.
thing.
You were trying to take my thing. That's never going to happen, though. So, yeah, we are back. We're back once again. We have got a jam-packed episode for you. We have our regular Schmegular news section, which everybody loves. We have our top 5 coming later on, which is, I'll let you tell the good people.
Top 5 for Halloween. Top 5 high scores from movie or TV horrors.
I love how we're billing it as a Halloween top 5. Like you say, though, it will be out before.
Plenty of things are billed as what they're not. What are you going to do? And we're also going to discuss whether we think that we would survive or not.
Yeah. How did you get on with your high school anyway? Did you survive high school?
Well, I'm here.
It was like a horror story, wasn't it? You went to IMOF though, didn't you?
I did. So it was a little bit like 13 Reasons Why, but that's not for here.
13 Reasons Why, but way more needles on the floor.
Yeah.
We are also going to be doing our world famous What Have You Been Watching section, which is exactly what it says on the tin. We will be talking about the movies we have been watching. We have our Just the Pilot, which is BBC One drama The Capture, which is almost a reality TV show.
Yeah.
In a way.
Documentary.
And the feature review on this episode is going to be 24 Little Hours, a movie that we have been pimping for a couple of years now. We're quite pally with the people that made it. A few of the actors that are in it have been on the show. If you listen to our Indie Talk episodes, you'll have heard us talk about 24 Little Hours a fair bit. So we're finally going to get into that. But you've got a job to do, Chris.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and yes, you do have to do this. This is an important part of the show.
I don't think it is.
It is, though. People would not know where to find us.
Well, they're listening, so they found us.
Plus, good point. Plus, right, how would we fill the first 10 minutes of the show if you didn't do this?
So the first 10 minutes of every show is me fucking up where people can find us.
Yeah, because then it makes me feel better about myself, and I can bring my A game.
Wow, what's that like?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty bitchy.
I do bring the sauce, so come on.
Yeah.
On you go.
So we want everybody to
Yeah,
look for us on Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to like and share and, just whatever. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Again, leave us a review, share us, etc.
Is that it?
We're on Tangible Network. We are on the Wicked Radio Network. We be geeks nerdly.co.uk, motherfuck. We are also on hashtag Potter Family and hashtag BritPodScene.
We are.
Done.
We are. All those wonderful, wonderful places. I've kind of been dialing back on the networks and stuff.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah. Just easier. I guess we're just becoming lazy podcasters. The more professional we get, because we don't make mistakes ever, but the more professional we get, the more lazy I get with the whole thing.
I think it's more arrogance, if anything.
Yeah. I think we've just become like
they should come to us.
Very much so. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Definitely.
I like that a lot. But talking about arrogance and whatnot, and talking about laziness, Star Wars tickets have been booked. I don't know what the segue
Why
is.
has that
but
got arrogance?
I don't know.
Or laziness?
It's just laziness because I just want. No, I've been more like. That was a shit segue. I'll give you that.
It really was. That's so that's the A game, yeah. Yeah.
I told you, I bring the thunder. I bring the sauce. So Star Wars tickets booked.
Yeah, that's lazy and arrogant.
You look at fuck off. I meant, and I realised that doesn't make any sense because I meant that I'd been lazy by getting tickets this early, but really that's not lazy. That's super prepared.
Let's just move on from that because yes, we have got Star Wars.
We have,
and we're going to see it in 4D.
4D in the movie chairs.
So we're getting punches in the ribs and
funny enough, the last one we went to see, or the last one I went to see, was The Last Jedi.
Same here.
So that movie punched us in the ribs and the face.
And yeah, we got God knows what sprayed in our face as well. Probably piss.
Hopefully jizz. It was Edinburgh, so it could have been jizz.
Could well have been jizz.
Yeah.
Or just heroin.
So are you looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to it. Yeah.
Have you?
Second trailer's got me. I am very much in. I think it's going to be badass. I think it's going to be fucking epic. And I am very much looking forward to it.
I'm on the same page. Like, I think you know that I wasn't overly happy with The Last Jedi, and I gave it a hard time, and I still do give it a hard time. I'm not giving it a pass ever. It's a terrible movie. Rian Johnson.
Ooh, I got a frowny face on one of the pages that were like the groups that we're both in.
Yeah.
There was a thing that I think it's in America. I can't remember the group or the chain or whatever are doing a marathon of the entire thing.
Oh, it's AMC Theatres.
And I tagged you in it, saying, "Can we just maybe watch Phantom Menace twice?
Yeah.
Instead of watching the Last Jedi.
I'll do that.
It's a better movie."
Yeah.
And I got a frowny face from someone.
What a bastard! Talk about arrogance.
I know, fucking hell. Who put 10 pence on you cunt?
I'd have probably said, like, can I skip all of them except for A New Hope, Empire,
Jedi?
No, that's it. Force Awakens. I like Force Awakens as well.
You like Force Awakens better than Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not a big fan of Return of the Jedi. Like, I'll watch it and I don't mind it. There's too many Care Bears. Too many Care Bears running around.
Let that upset you?
I can't let that upset me because while at the time I thought they were the worst thing that could happen to a Star Wars movie, I had never met the Gungans yet.
That is true.
And then I met them and I was like, nope, that is quite possibly the worst thing that could happen to a Star Wars movie.
And then
I met
Kev.
And then I met Rian Johnson, who said, no, trust me, there's worse you can see in a movie.
It's going to be a movie about setting animals free, in which I'm all about, but, you know, they're cartoon animals, so fuck them.
On a redonkulous casino planet where we have to go to find the one man, the single solitary man in space who can do this job that we need him to do. But fuck that, we'll just bump into Benicio del Toro, some pissed up homeless guy in the cells, and he'll help us out instead.
Yeah, because of the reason.
Even though we were told there was only one man who could help them. Turns out there was two.
What a load of shite.
Rian Johnson,
fuck
script
you,
writing 101.
Right, let's move on, because we're getting upset.
Okay, we are getting upset. But yeah, we've got our Star Wars tickets, it's going to be awesome. So we will just bounce straight up into the news.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, man. Black Site.
Yeah.
Officially been released on all streaming platforms. Well, not all of them, but most of them. All the good ones.
You've got your Apple
TV,
you've got your Amazons.
Yep.
Sky Store? Is that on
Sky Store? Yeah, it's on there. It's all up on there. So, Tom Payton's movie Black Site.
I might invest on it on Sky Store, you know.
Yeah.
Aye.
Go for it.
Aye.
Yeah.
Not right now, we're doing podcasts. But
I'll probably just wait till it's being pirated and I'll watch it that way.
I think I'm going to get Shazam on that.
Oh, you should. You've seen it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love Shazam. So yeah, Black Site, Tom Payton's movie that we went down to. Where was it again? Was it Coventry?
Coventry.
Yeah, we went down there. We went into 6 miles of tunnels and mazes and Bentley Caloos. And we went down to see the movie being filmed, our first ever movie set. Which again, as I said before, I still look at some of the stuff that we've done through this podcast, and that is still one of the best things we've done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Going to see that, and we went on a very spoilery, dialogue-y day, and we got to see some real Chris Johnson acting. We got to see some Sam Schnitzler, man. Fuck me, that was
a special moment.
We saw some magic right there.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about movie magic, that's what we saw. It was awesome. She was just insane, just insane. Yeah, I can't say enough about her. But yeah, Black Site, you can stream, you can watch, you can download. Please do, because we love the movie and we're going to do everything we can to make sure people see it, because it needs to be seen.
Yes, it does.
And for those who like a physical copy, I like a physical copy.
Yeah, I've been doing that more, like on the Sky store, you know.
Yeah, the digitals.
I did it with Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's just easier, isn't
David
it?
Brett movie, and a couple of others as well.
It's just easier than like going somewhere to get something, or Amazon. Because even if you order something from Amazon, you still got to wait for it to turn up, haven't you?
You do, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like on the store, you can just go like, here it is. I've got it. Done. Bosh. Play. Done.
Stop saying done.
Done. Yeah. But that is awesome. We're really, really happy about Black Site finally being up for release. But yeah, like I was saying, you will be able to get a physical copy at some point in the future. I'm not 100% certain, but I've been told that DVDs and Blu-rays are incoming. So keep your eyes out for that, because I want to put it next to my Redwood.
See, that's the upsetting thing, because I've got Redwood on DVD.
Exactly. Upscale to Blu-ray on Redwood? Or we'll just make a Blu-ray cover.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah. Homeless Ashes.
Yeah.
Another movie that we have been championing for some time. We even went down to London a few months back to see the cast and crew special screening premiere thing, which was awesome. Just a great night. Met some pretty cool people down there. But Homeless Ashes is doing the rounds on the festival circuits, all around the globe, if you will. And it's pulling in a fair few awards.
It's kicking some ass, is what it's doing.
Kicking some ass. I literally, just this second, saw a post on Facebook from Mr. Richie Edwards, who we started speaking to through the movie. And Richie put a post up that I can't find now. But anyway, so far 10 awards.
Nice.
10 awards scooped, which is awesome. So
it is awesome. And
next up,
it is very, very well deserved. And yeah, it's good to see.
Oscar contender?
Why the fuck not?
Why not, eh? But yeah, that movie was like...
You know what? A lot of these festivals and that, there are some that do put you into consideration for the Academy.
Yeah.
So you never fucking know.
You never know. But yeah, this was a massive...
Imagine the state Mark would be in if he went to the Oscars.
Oh, he'd be a piping hot mess.
He would be a piping hot mess.
He would be Tony Stark in Iron Man 3.
Just without the PTSD.
Without the PTSD.
Although he did get... Never mind.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoiler, I wish I had known before we went in. I could have braced myself for that. Yeah. But yeah, that is a massive passion project of Mark's. He's been making that film for years. He finally got it done, crowdfund after crowdfund. So it's amazing to see that it's getting the recognition it deserves. And it seems to be all round, because Mark's picked up a couple of Best Actors. Angela's picking up Best Actress. You know, you got... what's his name? Oh, shit. Jason Fleming has picked up a Best Supporting Actor.
Is he? Right, okay.
Richard Oakes has picked up cinematography. Script.
Well, he bloody well should.
Yeah, 100%. George Wilcox for script writing. Like, the original score got one as well. So it's all around the board. It's not just like, oh man, this guy is amazing in this movie, let's give him Best Actor. It's like the efforts all around are being recognised. So that's good. That's what we want to see. Another movie that I am absolutely elated is doing really well. The Joker movie. Yeah.
I hear it's making some money.
It's making some money. It's making a cool bit of change. It is officially the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. Beating out Deadpool, Deadpool 2, The Matrix. One of the Matrix movies was in there. That's a weird one. The Hangover movies, they must have took a...
The second Matrix would have been pretty popular, wouldn't it?
Well, it had like a 15-minute orgy at the start, didn't it? In Zion, had that really weird, like, dirty orgy.
It was just a disco with a bit of sweat, that's all.
Disco and Imouth. Dirty orgies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's making some lot of money, making a lot of money. It's close to 800 million. I don't think it's quite there yet, but it's close to. Analysts say it'll make 900 million, and a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them are predicting that it will break $1 billion before it leaves the theaters.
Jeez, man.
That would be amazing. It would be fucking incredible if that happened, because
I did see on Facebook that apparently work on the sequel is officially underway.
see,
I don't necessarily think it needs a sequel, but there you go.
yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm not sure what to do with that. I would love. I don't know what to do with that.
I didn't think that Joaquin Phoenix was a sequel kind of guy.
No, he's not, and he said from the start it would be a one and done. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like he's enjoyed the character
I
so
suppose
much.
if you know the idea was to get the Joker there and then to continue to develop that, then maybe he might. As long as it's done in the right way. I would imagine it would need to be done in the right way before he would put his name to it. But
Did you see the press junket where obviously alluding to the Heath Ledger thing, the reporter was asking him how when he came out of it he was able to like come back to, because as we all know, Heath, when he came out of the Joker, had a lot of trouble, and obviously that's what led to what happened to the man, and it's devastating. But he asked Joaquin Phoenix sort of like, because of what happened to him and all that, it's what he was alluding to, how did he come back and how did he manage to keep himself sane and whatnot. And Joaquin Phoenix just turned around and just stared at him like straight in the eye and went, because I'm just an actor.
yeah,
He was like,
he went, well, I wouldn't take sleeping pills because that'd be a really stupid thing to do.
he was like, it was just a movie role. A role that, yes, I got engrossed in and I took on with as much as I could. And he said, but at the end of the day, I'm just an actor. And I was kind of like sat there and I'm like, fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Because two reasons on that. Yes, Heath Ledger did what he did and it was a fucking tragedy but he was a bit silly, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Bit of a silly Sally. But like, I also kind of wondered why the reporter was asking that, because if you invest yourself into a role of that magnitude and go into that psyche, does that automatically mean you're just going to just fucking destroy yourself mentally?
No, but I think that, like, say you're Daniel Day-Lewis, who, went so far into the role that it took him a little while to come out of the role. Which, it's... I don't really understand the whole going method thing.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit pretentious to me, but, who am I to say anything? It's Daniel Day-Lewis.
It is Daniel Day-Lewis, and you don't get fucking 17 million Oscars by half-assing it, do you?
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing for the Joker. I'm happy with that. And one thing I did read is that it's not actually going to open in China at all.
Oh, what have they done?
I don't know, but like, you know how China's a big market. Obviously.
China, there's been a lot about this kind of thing. Like South Park have apparently intentionally gotten themselves.
That is fantastic.
Did you watch the episode?
I've not watched the episode,
great.
but
It's
I've been reading
great.
all about it, and I've been reading like the apology letter that he sent to them. Trey Parker sent an apology letter, and it was basically like, "Fuck you, China."
Well, Winnie the Pooh is all over the episode.
Oh yeah, aye. We don't think he looks exactly like Winnie the Pooh. Oh.
And so with it being South Park, they're parodying what is actually happening with movies and TV shows and all that kind of thing.
And the NBA as well, isn't it? It's a big thing about the NBA.
Aye. And bloody... so I think is it Stan has a band and they're wanting to make it in China, but the Chinese won't let them because they're having to... the Chinese have like an official who comes in and goes, "Oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that." And so, the South Park have basically intentionally gotten themselves banned, which I fucking love.
Yeah. But, like, the whole thing is, like, I think it's because of, like, the fact that it supposedly incites violence and all this, and obviously there's all that shit happening in China right now, they aren't showing Joker. Like, they won't show the Joker. But there's a few films coming out that they're not really intended on showing. But that's like a market that has been cut off from the Joker, and it's still going gangbusters anyway. And it's only like, what, 2-3 weeks that it's been out? It's only been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, we saw opening weekend, didn't we? Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Neil Blomkamp news. He's finally got a project off the ground, it looks.
Good.
So, you know how Alien 5 kind of fell by the wayside because Ridley Scott said no. He's making Prometheus 10. The RoboCop reboot remake.
It's about robots and whistles.
Yep. Oh, man. What was it? You play with the holes and I'll do the whistling or something. That is... I'll blow.
Sickening pervert.
I'll blow, and you do the fingers.
I'm not falling for that again.
Honestly, man. But yeah, Neil Blomkamp has had a little bit of trouble as of late getting a film off the ground because he's not actually made anything since Chappie, which I believe was 2012.
Right, bloody hell.
So
I've never seen that.
It's not good.
No.
So yeah, he's finally got a project that looks like it's off the ground. The movie's called...
District 10, sorry.
It looks like it's a movie called Inferno. He's teaming up with Taylor Kitsch in the lead role. There's nothing wrong with Taylor Kitsch.
He's in there with Sam Worthington and Joker in a minute.
No, I wouldn't put him there.
Yes.
I wouldn't put him there because he's done some good films. Yes, he's done some trash, but he's done some good films. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I'm not willing to put Taylor Kitsch in the generic turd face bracket. Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Give him another couple of turkeys and he's there. But the movie's called Inferno, not to be mistaken with Dan Brown's movie with Ewan McGregor.
Oh, play me.
And it's being described as an E.T. whodunit.
So is it Who Killed the Alien?
I think it's like, from what I read, and I stopped reading after the first sentence, because it was like, Taylor Kitsch plays a cop, right? He goes to investigate something that's happened in New Mexico. So obviously it's going to have some sort of Roswell connection.
Okay.
He goes there.
I'm already going, fuck you, you're not Mulder.
He goes there, and all is not as it seems when there may be some extraterrestrial forces. And then I went, fuck it, I'm not in.
I won't discount it because it's Neil Blomkamp.
I won't discount it because I want to see Neil Blomkamp actually make something.
Yeah.
So that would be nice.
Yeah.
Batman news.
Yeah.
Batman. So we know the twinkly vampire that is Robert Pattinson is playing Batman. But we're going to let him off. Have you seen this new one that he's in with Willem Dafoe, The Lighthouse?
I have not.
Trailers look mental.
Right.
And the trailers do look mental. It's all in black and white. And I was watching the trailer, I'm like, this looks fucking crazy. Willem Dafoe has an amazing accent in the movie. Like, it looks like he's hamming it the fuck up. Proper Green Goblin days type shit.
Fuck.
And then
there was nothing wrong with Green Goblin.
there wasn't. He was amazing. And then I read an article today about how the director put him in a compromising scene, put Robert Pattinson in a compromising scene in which he had to masturbate. And apparently in rehearsals and whatnot, they'd been planning out how he was going to masturbate. As in just, you know, nice and slow and gentle. I can't believe I'm saying that about Robert Pattinson. But on the take, when it actually came to doing the scene for real on the camera, and I'm assuming he wasn't wanking his own dick off. I'm assuming like there was a fake dick somewhere, or a stunt dick, and I'm assuming it's not his. It might be.
Get stunt dicks.
Oh yeah, have you not seen Orgasmo? Yes, you get stunt dicks. South Park movie. So anyway, apparently it came to the day of shooting this masturbation scene, and Robert Pattinson decided to go completely the other way and just have the most furious wanking session he'd ever had, and that's the take they've gone with. And it was round about the time that he was doing it that he realised the last 4 movies that he's actually done, he's had a scene in which he's masturbated, and he's like, I wonder if this is a thing. Like, is this going
to see Bruce Wayne wanking off?
I hope not. I mean, I wouldn't be completely opposed to seeing Batman have a wank. It wouldn't bother me, but like, I don't necessarily need it. So anyway, the news is Matt Reeves is obviously the director of this movie. He's called in Robert Pattinson to play Batman, and now we have our Riddler.
Yeah.
Happy with this?
Absolutely, I am.
Yeah, this
Definitely.
kid, this kid can go.
Yep.
Like like I said, I don't
God,
really
you've been listening to Joe fucking Keaton too much.
I don't really care how he plays it. Like I just like I know he's gonna play it really well, whatever he does, because Paul Dano, he's class.
He is class, and yeah, an amazing piece of casting there. It's, yeah.
Oh, he's pulled that one out of the bag. Like my only. Nah. I would have said that it would have been nice to have seen Dane DeHaan give it a go, but only because like I kind of put them two on the same sort of level. Like,
yeah, but
like
then Dane DeHaan's not been in a scene with Daniel Day-Lewis, so
I'll give you that. I'm done. So yeah, also we have our Selena Kyle in Zoe Kravitz, which neither of us know her from anything.
Yeah.
So
she's been in a few things. She's been in
stuff and things.
A bit.
Nothing
that's
we
really
care
set
about.
the world on fire, but you know.
So yeah, but that's all come about. Selena Kyle, Zoe Kravitz is to play her, and Jeffrey Wright is also going to be in the movie from Casino Royale, Westworld.
Yeah,
all those other films.
He's, I'm okay with that.
I'm a big fan of Jeffrey
Wright.
Wright. Did you ever see the movie Manchurian Candidate with Denzel?
I did.
He's fucking great in that. He's brilliant in that.
I've seen that for a while.
Yeah, that's a good callback. But the other thing that made me laugh was there's a little bit of news about Jonah Hill, because Jonah Hill was apparently in talks for a role in the movie. Yeah. There are three rumours floating around the internet as to why he's eventually been turned away or walked away or whatnot. One of them was that he was in talks to play the Riddler, but he wanted to play the Penguin. I would say he'd be better as the Penguin, because he's chubby. The other
Is he chubby? He kind of goes back and forward.
Yeah, depends what Scorsese wants him to do.
Yeah.
The other rumour is that he actually wanted to play the Riddler, but they wanted him to play the Penguin, because again, casting. And the other reason is apparently, and I don't know how true this is, and this is the one that I really don't want to believe, but I kind of actually do believe. He was demanding twice the amount of money that Robert Pattinson was going to be paid to play, like whatever he was going to play. But he wanted way more money than Pattinson.
Yeah.
And that's the straw that broke the camel's back, apparently.
I think, well, Jonah Hill is a bigger name.
Do you think so?
Of course he fucking is.
Do you think so?
Jonah Hill is a bigger name
but
than
Robert Pattinson, he's getting a lot of cred about him right now. Like, he's got a lot of credit going on.
I get that, and I've seen he did he do that? Was it the Lost City of Zed?
Oh yeah.
Charlie Hunnam.
Mm-hmm.
And he was great in that. He really was, and he's underrated. And I think that anyone who completely discounts Batman, the Batman, is that what it's called?
It's the Batman.
Because he's playing Batman, wants to have a fucking word with himself.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I know a couple of people, Paul Byrne, who are saying that.
Because a lot of people can't see past the Twilight.
Yeah. And that's understandable, because they're a huge steaming pile of horse shit.
Yeah.
But the guy can act.
Mm-hmm. He's proven it.
And he's proven that. And, he has done some roles in the last couple of years that have, that he's on the way.
Mm-hmm.
But Jonah Hill's a bigger name than he is.
I'll leave that one. I'll stick a pin in that one. But
you mean I'm right? You've not got an argument?
Yeah, maybe. But we are still on course for a 2021 release date. June 2021 is what we're saying.
I'm okay with that. That's it's a little minute.
Give them time. Yeah. Matt Reeves is
Wonder Woman 84 out
next year.
Yeah,
it's like early next year though, so don't worry about that. So Taika Waititi has assured us in a press junket for the new movie Jojo Rabbit. He has assured us that his live action Akira movie is definitely still incoming. I know you're not a fan of the manga.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that.
Akira. Akira is awesome. I think
I have heard of it, but I'm not going to watch that.
I think now's a good time to do that movie. Like, yeah, the way things are right now, and the way the world is right now, and the things that are going on all around the place because the entire world's just fucking losing its head right now. Akira, it's worth making right now. Yeah.
So what is it about?
Stuff and things.
Oh, it's her story and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to get into it, but he's basically said that he was going to do Jojo Rabbit, then he was going to do Akira, and then he committed himself to Thor, the new Thor. So he has to do that first, and that's pushed Akira right back. But he says it's still a priority for him, and I'm happy to hear that, like, because that movie has been in Hollywood zeitgeist for like 20 odd years.
Right.
Like, people have been saying that we want to make this movie, we need to make this movie, and it looks like Taika's 100% going to make it. I hope.
That guy's doing some good stuff.
He is though, and like I've said to you before, like, I'm not a massive fan of Thor Ragnarok, but I watched that movie and I can see why he would make Akira, and he would be perfect for it, because it's all like Neo Japan Tokyo type thing. Obviously they would set it in America because it's an American audience. They don't know what Japan is, so they're gonna set it over here. So like you need all that neon, all that like just Thor Ragnarok basically with kids on bikes. It'll be perfect.
Oh no, I'm not gonna watch that.
Venom 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, is a super duper. It's a go. Tom Hardy is 100% back on board. However, we have lost our director in Ruben Fleischer because he decided instead of doing Venom 2, he was going to go off and make Zombieland 2, which apparently is doing okay. I don't think it's doing gangbusters.
Yeah, I've never seen the first one.
I don't think it's doing amazing.
I
But
read it. No, I didn't read it. I watched an Angry Joe review of it saying it was just fucking all over the place.
yeah, it just to me it looks like they're just doing the same movie again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had to replace Ruben Fleischer, and to replace him, we have one Andy Serkis.
Aye. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
He's the king of mocap. He's the king of CGI. He knows what he's doing with that kind of shit. Like, he can play it, he can direct it, so I'm alright with that. I'm happy with that. I would quite like to see him play a symbiote, though. Or anything, really. Just get him in there.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
But not Ulysses Claw, because that was terrible. Cuttlefish. Twat. But yeah, Andy Serkis is directing, which I think it brings a whole new sort of level to it, given his extensive stuff with like King Kong, with
You know what?
Lord
I
of the
would
Rings.
love if he's like the go-to director for anything that's
Mocappy.
yeah. That would be fucking great.
Well, he did that Jungle Book one, didn't he? The Netflix Jungle Book one,
which wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it's probably better than the John Favreau Jungle Book.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Also, Michelle Williams is returning, and Naomi Harris from the Bond films, a Brit lass. She is now on board to play a character called Shriek.
Another goddamn Brit coming over there taking their jobs and their women.
We love it. We love it. And Shriek is apparently the homicidal partner of Carnage,
Yes.
who we know is being played by Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, and I have read a couple of comics with her in it, and yeah, she's a pretty fucking badass. Like,
Yeah, she's a badass actress. I'm happy to see this.
yeah,
I'll be completely honest with you. I'm happy to see Venom 2 getting some play.
yeah. I want to see, maybe not in this one, but maybe a teaser that Spider-Man is part of this universe, and then we get Spider-Man versus Venom or something like that.
I think we'll wait till they'll probably wait till Disney's till Marvel's kind of right. We've done our thing now. Move them back over
Maybe. I don't see why they couldn't do both.
because it's Marvel and it's Disney. They'd rather just buy Sony.
But I did read, you know, when all the stories were going back and forward and all that about the fucking deals and everything for Spider-Man, that they were getting the villains as part of the deal. So, you know, you never know. You might see Venom in the MCU.
Maybe. I'd watch that.
As long as it's still Tom Hardy. Don't fuck him over. We're not having that.
So, the Red Dwarf team are filming a special in December. It's going to be like a feature-length special. We know that they've talked about movies for years, but it's never quite gotten off the ground. But this is going to be sort of a movie-length style event in December, and it kind of looks like this is going to be it for Red Dwarf.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. They're doing it as like a sort of anniversary type event thing.
Yeah.
So I think that it's the time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Would you like to be in the audience?
I would like to be in the audience.
Because apparently you can now.
Yeah.
You can go and sign up and
swing that because we're awesome and pressy.
I feel like I could swing that anyway. You know, like Jerry Ryan's panties. Anything. I could do that for you. But yeah, that's all cool. Like
Jerry Ryan's panties.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, she's coming over. She's just been announced for like Birmingham Star Trek or something like that. Big convention. They just had it like a couple of weekends ago. All the captains were there, and then they're having another one next year. Jerry Ryan's already signed up, so she's coming over, and Torres. She's signed up as well.
I saw her before. Yeah, I'd like to meet her. She was fucking cool.
She's badass. I like Chakotay better though.
You like Chakotay better than Balana?
Yeah.
Gay.
Gay. Wait, no, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So yeah, Scorsese.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before.
On take one.
About an hour ago, take one. I want to. He's been coming out of the woodworks again, having another pop at Disney and films
though?
in general. And
has he though?
He kind of has a little bit.
I think it's maybe not all of it, but I think a lot of it is the prick who was interviewing went, "Ooh, that's a headline that could get me some attention."
I'll give you that. I've read a lot of the the comments going back and forth and the articles going back and forth. And I think the man has a little bit of a point, but I don't think it's the point that they're trying to make, that he thinks Disney's ruining cinema or these Marvel blockbusters or just comic book movies in general, because it's not just Marvel and Disney. He's having to go at Warner Brothers and DC as well.
Look, we've made the point a few times that it's quite nice when you go to see a movie that is not going to be a load of explosions.
I love it.
Because that feels like, say, the Joker, although there was
Yeah.
some of that in there. But, like, I mentioned The Darkest Hour when I mentioned that. It was earlier on this year or last year, I forget. Where it's nice to go in there and not have that shit happen. Although the movies look spectacular and I fucking love the movies, it is quite nice to not have that and to know that you're going to see something by Martin Scorsese or whatever.
Like you're going to go and see an event.
Yeah, so I get the point, but I still think that a big part of this fucking thing, because I believe he's kind of backtracked a little bit.
A little bit. He's he's now come out and said like it's another form of art. Like it's not his form of art, but it's another form of art. Yeah.
I think maybe wind your neck in a little bit if you're going about. Okay, so the man's made incredible movies, but not all movies have to be those movies.
Yeah. Do you think he's wound his neck in a little bit? Because he's come out and he said all this, and then somebody sat there and went, "You do know the Joker is a comic book movie, right?" Because for a hot minute, and when I say for a hot minute, I mean the longest time, he was executive producer on that. Mm-hmm. He was going to be producing that movie. That was going
to be the big thing, a Martin Scorsese
exactly
Joker movie. Fuck yes.
Do you think he didn't know that was a comic book? Maybe. Somebody turned around and says, "You do know that that's like part of Batman and Batman's a comic book and just maybe think about that." And he's like, "Oh shit."
Maybe just woke up in bed at like 4:00 in the morning and Mickey Mouse just stood over his bed with a knife in his hand going, "What did you just say?"
Wow. That was
okay.
That was some next level Mickey Mouse impression. But I do actually echo a lot of what he's saying. This big thing that he's got about it being like it's a huge franchise. It's sort of like it's become the generic tentpole, the generic sort of like he calls it theme park attraction. And I kind of get that, but I'm on like I've been saying for years on this podcast that I just don't like the fact that Disney owns every fucking thing out there, and it genuinely annoys me.
I know, but that's just how it goes.
It's not though.
Well, it is. It's because that's how it's going.
They don't own this podcast.
Well, I would sell it.
Yeah. For the right money, I would. but another person who has fallen by the wayside through all this Disney. You know how they bought Fox, and FX is a part of Fox. You know the channel FX does all the weirdy shit, American Horror Story and all that bollocks. So Kurt Sutter, one of my favourite TV show creators, created Sons of Anarchy. Subsequently, The Mayans is a spin-off of that. Bastard Executioner was one of his. He had a big part in The Shield. Remember The Shield a few years back?
I didn't watch that either.
He had a big part in that. Cracking showrunner, TV show creator. Yeah, he was kindly let go because obviously he doesn't fall into the Disney bracket. He doesn't conform.
So, like, Fox are not going to be producing those kinds of TV shows anymore?
No, they're still going to be producing those shows. They just don't like the way he goes on.
All right.
When I read it, I had a knee-jerk "fuck you, Disney" reaction at the headline, obviously, as you do. And then when I read the article, I was kind of like, you maybe kind of deserve it. So basically, I think he's had, over the last 5 or 6 years, don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it was like the last 5 or 6 years, he's had 17 to 18 complaints against him. Basically, because he's an abrasive dick.
Oh shit! Okay.
On set.
Okay.
Like, not like he's not going around fingering people or battering them. No,
that was worse than Mickey.
He's not spaceying people. He's basically allegedly. He's just being a dick on set. When he's talking to his actors and stuff, he's just being a bit of a twat. He's quite abrasive and he's just a bit hardcore. So he's had a few complaints against him, and Disney have said enough is enough. It's time to go. I like the guy. I like the stuff he comes up with. I really like the way he writes. So I don't have a problem with him being a tortured soul. But yeah, okay, he probably deserves it.
We'll give anyone 3 complaints.
Exactly.
That's a lot of complaints.
There is a lot of complaints in such a short time as well. Joel Kinnaman. You know, Joel Jai, Courtney.
Jai McCourtney, Burlington, Clark.
Yeah, the problem is we keep adding people in. You're trying to add Taylor Kitsch now, so. But yeah, Joel Kinnaman, who is reprising Jack Sparrow? No, Rick Flag is reprising Rick Flag for the Suicide Squad movie, has come out and said that the Suicide Squad movie is the funniest film he's ever been in, and they are recording a comedy.
He's got a live studio audience.
Yes, might as well have. Canned laughter, all sorts. Kelsey Grammer's in it, being Frasier.
Ooh, I'd be okay with that.
I'd watch that. But yeah, so the reports he's coming out with is that this is he feels like he's almost filming the Hangover movie, or
has he actually said that?
No, just words to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, I don't really want Suicide Squad movie to be full of jokes and giggles and laughs.
No.
It's a weird one, though, because the last one, they took themselves a little bit too serious. So they tried to be total badasses with the odd little bit of Will Smith comedy, because it's Will Smith. But it sounds like they've gone full retard, and we're just going to make a comedy.
Oh! At that thing I was at last night, there was somebody dressed up as Simple Jack.
Nice.
And it was fucking awesome.
You're not really allowed to do that, though, wasn't
well, he did it.
Didn't some celebrity got done for that?
I don't know.
But that's a celebrity. They're not allowed to do it.
It was a barn at Allardyne, so I don't think anybody's going to be there.
I'll give you that.
I was pissing myself because he was going for it. Anyway, sorry, bang on.
So yeah, I was happy. I was very happy when James Gunn jumped on board the Suicide Squad movie, and I still am happy that he did. But I was kind of hoping for more of like James Gunn Brightburn, because when they took him on, it was that time when he was like, "Fuck Marvel, fuck Disney, and fuck comic book movies. I'm gonna make this badass fucking Superman movie, but he's an evil cunt," and he did it, and it was amazing. I've watched Brightburn like 2 or 3 times now. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Love that movie. And the thing I love about that movie is, spoilers for the end, but you kind of feel like she's going to win. You kind of feel for a minute that she's going to either A, talk him around, or B, take him out. And then she doesn't.
And she doesn't.
It is not a heartwarming movie. But yeah.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was hoping he was going to bring to Suicide Squad, but it sounds like he's just bringing Marvel.
Well, not necessarily. Just because fucking Sam McCartney said that doesn't mean to say that's what it's going to be.
To be honest, though, have you seen most of the movies he makes? Anything would be a comedy compared to what he makes.
I have not seen.
I still maintain, like, yeah, he's not great. I don't like him. But going from one movie that sounds like it's an all-out comedy that is being done, that should not be an all-out comedy, we will move on to the Pirates of the Caribbean, which should be an all-out comedy and is being written by some guys that, made Chernobyl.
Yeah, they could be funny guys, though.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're
Because they had to tackle a subject like Chernobyl doesn't mean to say they're not funny guys. Although, do you need to be you need to be able to write funny lines, but it's Pirates of the Caribbean, so I want give us a fucking bright Barney
Pirates
of the Caribbean, fucking scary as fuck monsters and all that.
Well, the third one, they tried it a little bit. Did not start with like 100 kids being hung.
Yes, you said quite excitedly.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was a fucking good start.
Yes, he said with his dick in his hand. Yes. But yeah, so that's happening.
That's lovely. You think I sound like that when I've got my dick in my hand? Yes.
So one last thing from my side is this actress, Katie Jarvis. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
So Katie Jarvis, for anyone who doesn't know, is an actress from a massive TV show over here. It's one of the biggest things we have on our TV because it's a soap and it's on every single fucking night. EastEnders, she's in that. She was in it for about 1.5 to 2 years as a main character.
Right.
Also, a movie on Netflix that you can see, Two Hands, stars Neil Ward, who we've had on the show a few times. Awesome bloke. I'm a little bit in love with him. But yeah, she was also in that as well. Basically, an independent actress, makes independent movies. And in between that, she has taken a little bit of time out and has got herself a job in B&M, which is a supermarket type thing.
It's a supermarket.
Yeah.
It's like sort of it's not exactly a cheapy supermarket because they have brands and stuff, but it's a supermarket.
Yeah. So basically, she's done that in between jobs because that's how you support your family and stuff. But the newspapers over here have got a newspaper over here.
Not tearing all of them.
No, you can't do that.
Fucking bunch of cunts.
They got a hold of this story and they think it's a huge story. And I just want to get your take on it.
I think they should all roast in hell. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bullshit, and this is really. I've taken a lot of umbrage with this, and it's not because she's like a jobbing actress who's gone out and taken like a normal job like that. That doesn't bother me. It's like, who the fuck are they to judge that? Yeah. Who the fuck are they?
That's what newspapers like that do, though. They, that will have been a big news day for those fuckers.
But I don't get that.
Because they're horrible. They're fucking despicable bastards. That's why.
Yeah.
They're fucking scum of the earth, and so that's a story for them. Woman feeds her kids, who used to be on the telly.
That is mental.
What a fucking loser. It's fucking disgusting, mate. And yeah, every single one of those sons of bitches who had anything to do with that story should fucking hang their heads in shame because it's disgusting.
It's bad. It's horrible. It really pissed me off when I saw it, and it might be a case of like we've been speaking to people that we know that sort of are in her circle that we know sort of have acted with her in the past, but it's just like fuck you. Like as soon as I read it, I'm like, you know what, man, fuck you, because when you're acting at that level, when you're trying to get somewhere and you're making it, yes, you have to take shitty jobs. You have to do something. Because you got to support, you got to provide.
Well, it's called paying your dues, isn't it? That's
It's like, you know, they wouldn't do a report about some fucking kid who went to university but also works at McDonald's.
No.
It's the same principle. They're working hard at their career and they took on a job to support that. But why is it any
because
different?
she's been on the telly and she's been on Netflix, and so it's news for that fucking toilet rag.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm not going to waste any more time on that.
No, I don't think we should.
I just bring it up because I just thought it was ass. They fucking did my head in with it all, and I'm glad to see that a lot of actors that we know, a lot of actors that we don't know who are higher up in the pecking order, if you will, you know, are coming to her defense and they are supporting her. I don't necessarily feel like they need to defend her, but I am seeing a lot of love and a lot of support coming. I'm also seeing a lot of fucking trolls.
But that's just the internet.
That's just the internet, though. Fuck the internet.
Yeah.
I would love, imagine if they just turned that off.
Just turned the internet off.
Just
or
turned it
Facebook
off.
Aye.
Just one day they just turned on and said, you know what? No more internet. We'd die within about 10
ruined
minutes.
it for everyone. Stupid people.
This is why we can't have nice things. We should just be like, what's that one that Kim Jong-un runs? Or the... Not Kim Jong-un. He's finished, is he? Is it Korea? They're not allowed the internet? North
Korea have a version of the internet.
But it's not like the internet.
It's an intranet more
Intranet.
than anything, yeah.
It's MS-DOS. I love that. Yeah, we should be more like that, but just...
Windows 3.1.
just have the internet that they allow us to have. So we just go back to when it was just Star Wars and porn.
Mine is.
Remember that when the internet was first invented, it was just Star Wars forums and porn. And sometimes Star Wars forums about porn.
Yeah.
Star Wars porn forums.
Forums.
We should make that website. Star Wars and porn. You got anything?
A couple of things. Just a couple of things, and we'll move on.
Go on then.
So, Charlie Cox and John Bernthal
Yeah, I'm seeing this.
are looking like they're going to be becoming part of the MCU at some stage in some way. I would hope that they would do that for, like, you know, your Luke Cage and what have you, as well. Kristen Ritter as well.
You could easily do like
Kristen Ritter? Is that who plays this?
Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter.
Yeah.
Bygones.
You could easily do like an Avengers movie, but sort of when they're fighting the big threat, you could have them on the floor.
Well, that's the point of Daredevil. He's
what?
because he just went like David Brent.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. That's the point of Daredevil. He's like Spider-Man. He's like their friendly neighborhood Daredevil.
But like when they're fighting the big Chitauri or whatever, you could just have them taking on the little guys.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm glad that they've not been ditched, because Charlie Cox in particular, that last season of Daredevil was superb.
Yeah, never watched
so
it.
good. And,
Did I watch the last one? No, the last one had Bullseye in it, didn't it? I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they were like, it was a nice slow build to Bullseye.
Yeah.
And then he became Bullseye at the end, and then it got axed. Sucks.
Typical.
I know. But yeah, that's good news. Hopefully it'll come off. The only other bit I've got is Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he's in a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah. Well, is he though?
I don't think he is.
Allegedly, he leaves drugs around for his 6-year-old kid
Bastard.
to find. And
but does he leave clues?
I would hope it would be like a hot, cold,
like a treasure hunt,
warmer,
like Marco Polo. Because if he's leaving clues, really, he's just entertaining her, like games.
Yeah,
fun games.
You know, if they're not into, I don't know, what's the American version of Peppa Pig?
Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Peppa Pig. That's the best I could come up with. Their version of Peppa Pig were like, I see it.
Or, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing that. Anyway.
It's a pig.
Come over here.
They're coming right for us.
We got ourselves a pig, Mama.
Anyway, oh, no.
Anyway.
Oh, that's awful. Damn. Yeah,
So,
sorry about that.
So he's trying to kill his ex-wife, and he leaves drugs around, allegedly.
Right, yeah.
Horseshit.
It's utter horseshit. It's coming from someone who's fucking in a bad place, someone who is decidedly pissed off with him right now. One of the other stories was that he put a gun in his mouth and threatened to kill himself if she left, and then didn't do it and shot a hole in the ceiling. Well, surely that's provable. Surely that's a provable fact. But I do find it to be bullshit. Like, why the fuck would he do that? It's Jeremy Renner. I mean, the Bourne Legacy isn't that bad. Do you think that's what it was? They were watching the Bourne Legacy, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to leave drugs on the floor for the kid. And
like, the wife went, well, you're not Matt Damon, are you?
oh, that would be a sick-ass burn. Who do you think you are? Fucking Matt Damon? Because you're not.
It's gotten this slow. It's gone from Hurt Locker to this.
Oh.
So yeah, I think it's horseshit, but there you go.
Yeah, I'm not on board with it.
And fuck anyone who signed the petition to get him sacked from the MCU.
Yeah, but as I've said to you, like, that's the Marvel fans.
They're not fans.
Well, no.
Fuck them.
Turns out any day's a good day for a pig roast, innit? Yeah, we'll just find someone who's a little bit down on the luck, and well, hopefully it all gets sorted out in the courts, and it's all done and dusted. And the dude,
I would hope that Disney wouldn't throw him under the bus.
They thought about it. There was an article came out today, late on yesterday, early today, that they were considering a replacement for him, but they've decided against it, and they're gonna wait it out and see what happens.
See if there's any actual charges brought or
exactly.
anything like that, and it's not just some crazy bitch fucking throwing allegations around.
Well, look at Spacey. Like, all those allegations have been dropping like flies as of late. Like, I don't know if there's anything still outstanding for the guy, but it sounds like everybody's just dropping them, and it's like, well, what the fuck, man? Because he ain't gonna work again, so he's done.
So yeah, I hope that they bring him back to House of Cards to redo the last piece of shit last season.
Just without her.
Sort of have her, but
or every Christmas you could just release one of those videos, because that was fucking gold. That's got like 11 to 12 million views on YouTube. That is gold. Just so he could like stand there and like vaguely talk about himself, but not really, because it's Frank, but not really it's me, but not really it is Frank, but not really it's definitely me. And you're sitting there like, oh shit, this is uncomfortable.
It was good though.
Oh, it was amazing, but I was sat there the whole time like, I don't know where to look. I love this, but oh no, this is better than the entire last series of House Cards. But yeah.
I just relived it.
Yeah. Don't be
that
doing
was a
that.
lot of shite. Anyway,
it was.
Right, let's move on.
Let's move on from the news. We're going to do our Just the Pilot. Nope, we're not. We're going to do our feature review of 24 Little Hours. But first of all, promo.
Hey, this is Evan.
Hey, Jason Underwood.
And we hope you're enjoying the shows on the Danger Entertainment Network, now including the Bearded Ones comedy podcast.
Yeah, we're super thrilled to be a part of this awesome lineup, guys. And what we do here on our show is, look, we are just trying to make you guys laugh through all kinds of different avenues.
Hear me out here.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Please.
What we are is we're two geeky white dudes talking and trying to be funny.
Yeah, not trying to blow in your mind here with something brand new, but
You never heard anything like this. We talk about Star Wars. We're talking about superheroes.
Talking about Marvel movies, man. Look, we're cutting some we're breaking some damn boundaries over here.
We are breaking new ground.
Yeah.
But for real, what we do is we play invented games.
Yeah, and we try to spin everything into a brand new fun game that we've made up. We filter it all through that sensibility, and
we're both improvisers, so a lot of what we talk about ends up in sort of a scene that we have a lot of fun with. We talk about our lives, pop culture, and movies. We talk about a little bit of everything. So if that's what you like, check us out, Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast on the Danger Entertainment Network.
They look like Vikings.
24 Little Hours, or 24 Hours in London, as IMDb is calling it. I'm calling it 24 Little Hours.
Aye, that's a better name.
That's what I've known it as. So this is a movie brought to us from director Paul Knight, and we didn't mention her before as much as we should, but his lovely, lovely wife Diane, who is awesome.
Yes, she is.
She is awesome. We got to meet them when we went down to see Homeless Ashes, didn't we? That was.
I did get to meet Paul.
We went and had a few drinks, and we got attacked by Dean about 100 times trying to buy us drinks, which was awesome. And then when I went to the toilet, he attacked me there as well. Yeah. I think he was just looking for an honest review of the movie, and I gave him it. Like, every time I'm like, seriously, man, the movie's great, you're great, move on. But I even got a text like 2 or 3 days later saying, right, you've had time to think about it. What did you think of the movie? I'm like, dude, I told you like 3 times. But yeah, anyway. 24 Little Hours. It's a movie that we've been pimping out for a couple of years now on the Indie Talks. We've had Neil on the show, we've had Chris on the show, we had Paul on the show to talk about Landscape of Lies, which is his previous movie, and he talked to us about 24 Little Hours as well. So this is a movie that we've been pretty close to in the making of, leading up to it coming out, and we couldn't go. They had like a screening a couple of months back. We couldn't get down there for that, which I was a bit bummed about. But the movie is imminently coming out. It's going to be out in January, I believe. So we got sent a review copy to see what we thought.
Yes, we did.
Because we are 365 and our opinion matters.
I like doing so.
Yes. Put that on your box. 365, the opinion matters.
They're not going to tell what the opinion is.
No. They'll put yours on. Because we will have that. We will repeat that, because obviously this is take 2, but the old, I didn't play with my phone.
Oh, right.
That's definitely going on the box.
I couldn't remember what I said.
So yeah, man, let's get into this. We're not going to do any spoilers, because the movie is, it's coming out soon, and we do want people to see it, so there'll not be any spoilers. We'll just kind of give a broad general overview of what we think of the movie and whether we think you should see it. So, So Chris, initial thoughts and feelings. How did you get on with it?
I got on fine with it. Is it like a perfect movie? No, there's some issues, but there's nothing so bad that fuck this, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I think.
And let's be honest, over the years, we've watched a few of them.
Oh yes, we have.
Especially through this podcast.
Yeah.
So we know how to spot a howler.
And this is not that.
No, it's definitely not
that. So I got on fine with the movie. I think everyone's fucking great in it. Fiona Skinner.
Yeah, let's just start
superb.
there. Let's start
it's
there.
Fucking superb. So the movie takes place in flashback form. So Fiona Skinner plays D.I. Summers, who is investigating or interrogating witnesses to, there's been a hell on.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's chaos.
So Fiona Skinner is investigating by interrogations witnesses to this event that's happened, and the story of the film is told in flashback form, which is, it's a nice little way to tell the story of what's happened. So that's kind of the premise of the film. Fiona Skinner is great.
Yeah, she's fantastic in this. Like, with the whole flashback thing and all that, and like, I do want to shout out Paul and obviously the editing of the movie, because the transitions between shots is just like, they've done it really well. There's a couple where it's sort of just like fades out and fades up kind of thing with like a little blur, but I quite like that. But for the most part, it was like, whatever was sort of happening in the interrogation room, they were able to link it into that scene. Like, you've got the scene with the girl who's a meth head or a crack addict or whatever she is in the warehouse, and she's sort of like sitting there and she's telling the story, and she starts doing the gun hands, and she's like blah 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 blah, and it's like the sound of the guns, and then it transitions that way. I think I mentioned to you that sort of like Guy Ritchie's quite good at doing that kind of thing. I know you don't like Guy Ritchie, but he's good at doing that kind of thing, and Paul does that with quite a degree of professionalism in this movie. He really kind of hits that mark, and everything just works for me on that angle, which is why, whereas flashbacks isn't my favourite form of storytelling, it works really well in this. So I'll give him props on that. Like, he kept me interested on that. So
yeah.
But it is basically the story of Fiona Skinner's character finding out what has all happened in the last 24 hours, in which we meet Chris Johnson, who plays sort of a Daniel Craig layer cake type character. You don't know who he is. Sort of, he's coming out of prison, and he is about to just cause fuck in London. And his sister was murdered, so he's like, right, I am going to come out of prison, and you're all going to die.
Yeah.
And he just decides he's going to unleash holy hell. Hooks up with his old crew, and they go around the day just, doing what villains do. Part of the villain crew, the villains, the badasses, you have Chris Johnson there, who I thought was great. Like, it's a damn sight different to Erebus.
Oh yeah,
very, very different to Erebus. So it's nice to see that. Chris has been known in the past to do like the wide boy gangster roles.
I don't actually think. I think that this was nice and different from that as well, though.
He had a touch of the Scott Adkins about him. Like, I'm a Scott Adkins fan, as you know. Yeah, he had a touch of that, and I liked that. So he wasn't necessarily a Cockney wide boy or anything like that. He was just a bit of a ruthless cant. So loved him personally. And this isn't a gripe on the movie or anything, because I like the way it's formatted and I like the way it's done. I kind of would have liked to have seen more of the movie just from his perspective.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree. There was a moment where they were all in the car together.
Yeah.
I think it was just after he'd been to the cemetery.
Yeah.
That's where they kind of were introduced to Neil's character.
Neil does that line from the trailer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking great line.
And
there's a lot of good lines
I
in
remember
this.
thinking, like, I would love to see just these guys.
Yeah.
Particularly Neil and Chris.
Neil's great as well.
Yeah.
But I am gay for Neil, so
I know you are.
Yeah. He's in Bear Eat, man. I love Bear Eat. I know you're not a fan. It's the rap trio that he made with. Yeah, forget about bygones. But yeah, so
to be fair though,
he's hanging about with his team, which is Neil's in there again. Neil's fantastic. A little bit underused, maybe. Would it be nice to have seen a bit more of him?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's same with Fiona Skinner. I would have ideally. Okay, so like they had a story to tell.
Yeah.
Within a certain amount of time, so there's only so much you can do. I get that. I get it. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen Fiona Skinner going like
out and about.
Out and about, yeah.
Out and about, down the boozer.
In the town.
Down the boozer.
And these guys are going to be listening to this going, those arseholes.
Those northern bastards.
So
is that what you get when you're north of the wall?
I would have liked to seen her outside the interview room a little bit.
I do get what you're saying.
I get why it wasn't.
It fits the narrative the way it's meant to be, sort of.
And I get that. But
she's keeping the whole thing cohesive, kind of. She's keeping it all cohesive the way she does it. So I didn't really have much of a problem with that.
I thought she was fucking fantastic, and I want to see more of her as well.
Rounding out the villain crew, the Knockaround Boys, you have Mark Bannerman, who Gianni from EastEnders. Yeah, Gianni DeMarco. I could not. That was terrible.
That was Yorkshire.
I don't know what that was, but yeah, he's all up in there. Somewhat of a revelation for me.
Yeah, like, he put in a good turn, if anything.
He puts in a bloody good turn, like bit of a ruthless kind of. Yeah, I was. Without sounding completely patronising and an asshole, I was really surprised with Mark Bannerman in this movie. I was going to say Beppe there. that was the brother, wasn't it?
Yeah, I spent a lot of the movie going, what was his name? I cannot remember. I can't remember. Yeah. But
no, he was fantastic, and obviously you had Danny Midwinter, who's just Danny Midwinter. You know, I raved about him in Landscape of Flies. He puts in another performance here that it's Danny Midwinter. But yeah, man, like I've watched a lot of gangster movies in my time, and especially a Brit gangster movie, and a lot of them just fall flat for me, and often just they very rarely get it right. And that's one thing I do think this movie does do, and it's down to the writing of the movie. whereas the storyline isn't, earth-shatteringly original. Like, it's not. It's you've seen stuff like this before. It's not new.
Yeah.
Really, to be fair, the dialogue and the way it's written is
the dialogue is a big part of
excellent.
it, and the performances is a big part of it as well.
I feel like he's done a cracking job at making not necessarily a tired genre, but a genre that is very much there. It's very much present, but he's made it a little bit fresh with his writing. It's really well written, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I did make this point on take one, but I think for me a big part of it was the dialogue.
Yeah,
and lately I've been making a conscious effort to not fuck about with my phone while I've been watching a movie, and I didn't touch my phone one time during this movie.
Like I say, on the poster.
Yeah, there you go.
On the poster.
There you go.
365 Flicks did not touch their phone one time in this movie.
And also, like, we joke about it a lot that like all movies set in the UK are set in London because of course they fucking are. When it comes to sort of London white boy, like, cheeky Cockney cats and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of them lose me because I think that there are so many of them.
Yeah.
And it takes a special one to not lose me, and this one didn't lose me. So
excellent. So the movie, as I say, is, I'm sure it's January. I'm sure I was told January. The movie will be dropping on streaming platforms, and I'm sure it'll be on physical as well. We really want you guys to check out. It's a really good film that needs to be seen. And remember as well, this movie was made in 8 days. They went out and they made a movie in 8 days on, like, I'm sure it was like 30 odd different locations. That in itself is no small feat.
Really is.
They've done a hell of a job. I remember speaking to Richard at the time, Richard Oakes, the DOP, and he was basically saying that every day he was broken. Like, every day, like, just moving quickly, getting the shots, just... and that's fair play to the guys. They went out and they did it, and the actors they have in there's some really good actors in there, some damn fine actors. And like I say, the dialogue, there's some great, like, sort of lines that you can see on a poster, like, sort of, how you get your character posters. Neil gets most of them, but there's some great, like, one-line sentences that you're like, oh man, I could see that on a poster.
Some of the lines that he had in the car.
Yeah. No, it was excellent. And I will say one last thing before we move on. There's a confrontation in the movie between Mr. Midwinter and Mr. Ward. 100% Neil's going to take him. he could take him.
Neil could definitely take him.
Yeah.
Or you mean Neil's character or Neil? Both.
We'll say character so we don't get into trouble.
All right, okay.
Right. But we both know who I'm talking about. Wink, wink. I don't really need to do the wink. I've said
you don't need to do that.
No,
because
okay.
we're a podcast, kid.
Okay. I just thought we were on YouTube for a second. But yeah, we'll move on. I'll tell you what, we'll do just the pilot. We'll mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll do just the pilot, and we'll come back to that in a second. So this was your baby.
So, The Capture, BBC.
Not a movie about a bear class.
It is not.
Genuinely thought it was.
Shut up. So The Capture from BBC. How did you get on with it? Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Right.
This is before we really get into it, full spoilers from me. This is a show that I will just be watching the pilot.
Really?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting. I could see what they were doing with, like, the whole CCTV and maybe some flim-flamming going on with it and everything like that. It just didn't hook me. I don't know, it was a bit of a damn squib, if I'm honest. I don't know, like, I kind of wanted to like it, and like I say, I liked the story they were going for. I could see sort of what they were trying to say and what they were trying to do, but for me, it just didn't pull me in.
Wow, okay.
The first 10 to 15 minutes, it had me. It actually had me for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then it just kind of lost me. And I don't really know what it was. I think it's Are you supposed to like the soldier?
Fucking hell. Not entirely, no.
Is it about him all the way through?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't be arsed with him. I just genuinely, I don't know if it was the actor or if I just wasn't feeling the episode but I could not get by him. I was just like, you know what? I don't really want to watch this.
Well, the soldier has been imprisoned,
Yeah.
maybe falsely, maybe not,
Yeah.
for a murder in Afghanistan of a Taliban guy.
Yeah.
So, like, the question mark is already there.
Yeah.
Kind of, he says it himself, like, okay, so you got me off, but everybody here still thinks I'm a murderer.
Yeah.
And then this thing happens where, you know, so he's arrested for this. And so it looks like he's beaten her up and kidnapped her. But he doesn't remember it like that. So that's the...
Yeah, but then at the end of the episode, he got a little flash. And it was like, oh, did he?
Yeah, so why don't you fucking watch more of it to find out if he did or didn't?
I just don't think I'm that interested.
No. That's fine.
That's fine. Like I say, there's 100%. It might have just been where I'm at. It might have just been that. It might have been a case I just wasn't in the mood for it. It might have just been a case of like I just didn't take to it, which I think it is. But I kind of just like sat there and I was watching it and I wasn't playing with my phone because, like I say, the first 10-15 minutes kind of had me. I love all this like Big Brother's watching you shit and all the CCTV and all that, and I love seeing what, like, because I do think a lot of these things they show you on TV we can actually do. So like the sort of the recognition and the changing from, you know, like I believe any of the state, I believe we can 100% do all of that shit, and that was in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, well, we can definitely do
So
that now.
I 100% believe that all the shit they're doing in this show we can do.
Well, so the show, it's finished now, so I think I could probably go into spoilers, but spoilers anyway if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
It goes into, like, doctoring CCTV, doctoring live CCTV and how they do it and everything. But there's, like, a reason that they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it turns out that the people who got him out of prison are responsible for setting him up for this because there are other people who have been imprisoned falsely from doctored CCTV.
Right.
And so, and that's when like Ron Perlman comes into it and that.
Yeah, I saw he was in
He's
it.
in it later on though. And so the people who got him out of prison are the ones who have set him up for this with the view to, like, after he's been in prison for a year, going, so we've got new evidence that this is how it's been doctored, and then they can then review the cases of other people who have been falsely imprisoned, and that's basically the show.
Yeah.
That's the entire show. It's like 6 episodes long, I think it was. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fucking great.
I've seen a lot of reports, and I've spoken to like a few different people that have raved about it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh, and maybe I should give it a go. Maybe I should give it some more episodes.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything. That's like the premise of the like conspiracy part of it.
Yeah.
But I'll not say anything else about spoilery things. Then, if you are going to go back to it, I think
I might do.
I think you should. I really do think that it was a solid ass show.
It could have quite easily just been the mood I was in at the time.
It happens to the best.
Me especially. But no, like I was just kind of sat there and I'm like, I liked some of it. Just the whole thing didn't pull me in. It just didn't hook us. That's the problem.
That's the point of just the pilot.
It is. That is just that is the point, and that's why I was honest and forthcoming from the very start. I probably won't give this any more. It probably will be just the pilot, which hasn't happened for a while. Probably curfew.
No, I've done that more times than you have, I think.
I think you probably have.
Mm-hmm. So that was The Capture. Would you like to know what we're going to watch next? The answer is yes.
Yes. Do I have a choice?
So this is a show that's, I think it's all episodes are available on Sky. It stars Kevin Bacon.
Oh, I like a bit of Kevin Bacon.
And it's called City on a Hill.
Okay, never.
And so the blurb is, wait a minute, corrupt FBI agent Kevin Bacon teams up with assistant...
Is he called Kevin Bacon in the show?
Well, no, that's just played by dumbass. Although that would be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Teams up with assistant DA Aldous Hodge to take down a gang of drug thieves. But it's got Kevin Bacon.
Is it Sky original?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or not.
I look forward to it.
So that is what we're going to watch next.
City on the hill.
City on a Hill.
City on a hill.
Aye, I think it's Detroit. It's set in Detroit,
Fair dues.
but it doesn't have Axel Foley. So what's the fucking point?
Oh, motherfucker. You can't have a movie set in Detroit without Axel Foley.
I know. So,
See, he's made a new film on Netflix. Did you watch it? My Name is Dolomite with Eddie Murphy.
no.
Yeah, it's like
No.
this big Netflix movie with Eddie Murphy. I'll not be watching it, but he's made one.
Kevin Bacon.
No, Eddie Murphy has made a movie on Netflix. Kevin Bacon's not in it. He's in City on a Hill.
All right.
Doyle him.
The way I heard that Kevin Bacon had made a movie with Eddie Murphy.
That would be silly. So anyway, let's go into what have we been watching.
Let's do that.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies,
TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Facebook.
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
What have you been watching, Chris?
So, first one, Hotel Mumbai.
Yay! Oh
Sky.
no, we have to do this again.
We do.
Just don't say that
I'm
one
not
word.
going to do that one again. So, Hotel Mumbai, Sky Cinema original.
Yep.
Starring Dev Patel, Jason Isaacs, Armie Hammer. And it's a true story about the siege of the Hotel Mumbai.
Love it.
Yeah. It is damn good. It is a damn good movie.
It's Dev Patel, man. Dev's.
Yeah, he's. They're all good. They're all great in it. There's no bad performances in this movie at all. As I say, so it's a true story about the siege of the Hotel Mumbai. A bunch of guests get stuck inside the hotel during the siege. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Fucking hell.
I'm trying not to think about it, but you know when you're told not to think about something, and then right. So it's it's about a hotel in Mumbai.
Yeah,
and
so they all get
siege.
stuck in, and they all have to. The terrorists are trying to seek out the.
Oh, fuck off! Oh, what an asshole! What an asshole! See, now it's gone. Now you've taken the joke away from me.
The terrorists are trying to find the guests.
Should I be laughing? This is a serious movie. Right. Give me a second. Right. Okay. Tell me about Hotel Mumbai.
So they're all stuck in the hotel. The terrorists are trying to find them.
Oh, it's so fucking hard, man. You know when you just get the gigglies and then that's you.
I know.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
aware.
Right. So.
And it's the story of the guests trying to get out of the hotel without being murdered.
Right.
The movie is great. I've
heard a lot about it.
Oh man, it's brutal as fuck. They don't like, the with all the bloody school shootings and shootings,
man,
whatever and all that going on in the world at the moment endlessly. It's a good movie to watch.
No, I think you're right. I think movies like this need to be seen right now.
There are a lot of lessons in the movie, like different. The guests that are stuck in the hotel have all got their like individual sort of arcs and stuff. There's one guest who she speaks, I'm not quite sure, like Arabic, I guess, but she's a guest in the hotel. And so the other guests who are locked up in with them, they're kind of getting cabin fever and that. And so they hear her. She's basically saying, she's on the phone to her mother saying, "I'm okay," but she's speaking in Arabic. And so the guests in the hotel are going like, "Who the fuck were you talking to?" and everything.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of lessons I think that are important in the world today. Not to sound like a prick. In the movie, but it is really well executed. It really, really is, and I recommend that everybody gives it a watch.
Yeah, this is one that when I feel like I'm in the mood for it, I'm going to sit down and watch.
Yeah, it's not an easy watch because, like I say, it is pretty goddamn.
I do keep flicking past it and seeing it, and I'm like, you know what, man, Dev Patel, when he's on it, and he does seem to be very, very choosy about his roles. So.
Oh, he's great. He's so good.
So I will watch it. I just feel like I need to be in the right headspace, and then I'll watch it. So
that was the Hotel Mumbai and the difficulty of talking about Hotel Mumbai with this fucking child.
So my first movie is Jesse Eisenberg movie. I'm a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg. I'll pretty much watch anything with him in it except for Zombieland 2. It's also got Imogen Poots, who's been in a lot of movies recently, a lot of TV shows and movies recently, but nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. She's just like one of those kooky ditzy bitches,
Wow.
Not really in this one though. She's pretty straight-laced in this one. And Alessandro Nivola, a name that I'm pretty sure you'll remember from some awesome movies.
I do.
Yeah, Face Off. Mm-hmm. He was in that. And
Jurassic Park 3.
Yes. Yeah. We just mentioned that.
We did. Well, that was ages ago, and you're pushed out.
Yeah, and also he was in the later seasons of ER.
I never got that far.
Oh, I did. I loved it. Romano lost his arm because of a helicopter. It was fucking shocking.
What the fuck? What?
Romano was one of my favourite doctors in the show because he was just an asshole. He was like consultant. And then they did a big episode where there was like riots on the streets, so they had to take a woman patient up to the ceiling to get her into a helicopter so the helicopter could take her to another hospital. He drops his clipboard, right? Bends down to pick it up, and when he comes back up, propeller just completely takes his arm off. I was devastated. I was like, oh man, I love that character. But he kind of came back with one arm, obviously. And then it was towards the tail end of the next season. The fucking bastards. I loved the character. I thought the character was great, but he was a bit of a dick to handle and a bit of an asshole in the show. And then literally, I think it was like the next season towards the tail end of it, there was another big thing going on, and a helicopter was on the roof. He ran outside down at the bottom to get air because he was still having PTSD moments with his arm. And the helicopter, as it was taking off, I remember it got hit by something, and it fell on top of him.
That's like a Dr. Drake Ramore type thing. Yeah, the writers were pissed off with him.
And I was like, you fucking bastards. I just remember watching it thinking, you bastards. And then they didn't really say anything about it. They just kind of glossed over it because, whatever.
Yeah, somebody was definitely pissed off.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, this movie was a Jesse Eisenberg movie called The Art of Self-Defense, which is Jesse Eisenberg plays a socially awkward loner who lives by himself with his dog. He's treated like shit at work. He's treated like shit basically everywhere. He's just sort of like keeps to himself and goes through life unnoticed. And then one night he is walking to the grocery store because he doesn't have any more dog food. And on his way there, he is attacked by 5 guys on motorbikes who beat the crap out of him. So then, like, a couple of days later, when he's sort of, like, out of the hospital and everything and sort of back up on his feet, he comes across a karate dojo and goes in to kind of see what's going on, sees a bunch of kids being taught how to defend themselves, and decides he's going to try and defend himself. It's a really low-budget, sort of independent thing. Funny, but, like, dark funny. Like, not funny as in you're going to piss yourself, but you are going to nervously laugh when you're not supposed to.
I like that.
It's just that type of movie. Strange, silly. I absolutely love it. I can't rate it enough. I think Jesse Eisenberg's fantastic in it. He's pretty much doing what he normally does, but that's what he does best, and long may he do it forever. I'm happy for Jesse Eisenberg to be Jesse Eisenberg in movies. It seems to work for Tom Cruise. Alessandro Nivola is incredibly fucking good in this movie. He's just so straight-laced.
He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Sopranos movie.
Yeah, he gets massively overlooked. When he commits to a movie, he's just fucking brilliant. And in this movie, he commits to the role, like, and it's just so good. I implore people to go out and watch this movie. You have to see it. It's not what you expect when you go in. And after about 10 minutes, you think you know what's going on. It's really not that kind of movie. Just let yourself watch it and let the fucking visuals flow over you and just enjoy the movie, because you're not going to get what you're thinking you're going to get. It's a good movie. I love it.
I like a bit of Jesse Eisenberg as well, so I'll probably check that out.
And there's a couple of brutal moments in it. So, yeah, it's good for that as well.
So, next one. Now, this is a bit of an older-ish. I watched Suburbicon. Have you ever seen that? Matt Damon. It's directed by George Clooney.
Yeah. This one got by me.
Yeah, me too.
I remember wanting to see it.
It's on Sky Cinema. And so it's set in like an old school, sort of, like a community in America, like in the
gated.
50s or what? Like
where the Briggers live.
In the 50s, so they all sort of like a little niche, like a little clique kind of thing.
Stepford Wives type thing.
So you've got that going on, and then there's a black family moves into the neighborhood, and they don't want them there. So you've got that going on where the residents of the community don't want the black family there, and so they camp up outside the black family's house, and they're sort of playing music at night and all that outside the black family's house to get them to move, basically.
All right.
But like just behind them, like neighbours wise, is Matt Damon's family. So you've got Matt Damon, you've got Julianne Moore,
all right,
and their boy. And so Julianne Moore's tells the boy to go and make friends with the black kid, the little black kid that's moved into the neighborhood. She says, go make friends with him. So he does. But so because they make friends with him, something happens, or so you believe.
Okay.
Their house is broken into in the middle of the night, and Matt Damon's wife somehow dies.
Okay.
But here's where it gets a little bit weird. Is Julianne Moore is playing 2 characters in the movie.
Oh.
So it's not like Nutty Professor or anything.
Right.
But so she's playing Matt Damon's wife.
Yeah.
And she's also playing, I think it's the sister of Matt Damon's wife.
Right.
I don't know if they're supposed to be twins or something.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't pick up on it, if they're supposed to be twins or what, or just 2 people that look alike.
Right.
But so the sister, whatever, takes the place of his wife. because it's so fucking weird. And I'm really worried that I'm explaining it wrong now in case I've fucking picked it up completely wrong.
I think you might be.
But there's like a whole sort of thing where they're like, you then get someone from the life insurance company who's there to investigate the death of the wife because he's made an insurance claim on his wife's in his wife's name. And then so the insurance guy ends up being murdered by Matt Damon.
Right.
So it's like an insurance scam, but she actually did die. So is it murder? And then it turns out it is murder because the kid finds out about it at the end of the movie. Oh, spoilers, by the way. The kid finds out about it all at the end of the movie, and he confronts Matt Damon. And Matt Damon basically goes to him, well, you can either accept it and we'll move away to a new place, and you can never ever mention this to me ever again, or something could happen to me like it happened to your mother.
Okay.
And it's like, I was sat like, what the fuck? I've not done a great job of explaining it there. But you've got, you've got this, the sort of racism card happening, which is really, really well done, I have to say. And also this kind of sort of mini conspiracy in the family about was she murdered? Was it the people who broke in? Did they kill her? Did Matt Damon kill her?
Yeah.
Was it the sister? Was it Matt Damon? And then like the sort of the kids' kind of journey and finding out, like, okay, so he lives in an idyllic little community in the 1950s America. Did my dad kill my mum?
Yeah.
And it's you know what? It's actually a fucking really good movie.
It's George Clooney, man. George Clooney's fucking great. Like
I don't know. I never really. It was never really on my radar when it came out.
It was on mine. I did fancy it for two reasons: Matt Damon and George Clooney. Like I did want to see it for that. I can't remember why I never watched it. It's just one that it got to the point where it's like, right, I've not watched it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like as does a lot of movies, but yeah, I just kind of got to that point where. But I do fancy it. I do want to see it.
It's worth the watch. It really is. There's a bit where, the nighttime music playing and all that.
Yeah.
Basically, it escalates and escalates and escalates into a full-on riot where the police are there holding crowds back against this poor black family.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the car's been burnt, and their windows are all smashed in. There's shit all over their lawn and everything. And it's like the other people in the community have gone, shit, did we do that? So they're helping them tidy it up.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, oh, did we do that? Why did we do that? It's a really good little movie, and yeah, I would watch it again to find out if I've actually fucking picked it up right, which I probably haven't.
So from a movie that you have enjoyed but maybe didn't understand to a movie that I did understand and completely did not enjoy, Stuba. Yeah. Dave Bautista.
I saw a trailer for it. No, it's not for me.
It's not good. It's basically playing on the buddy kind of two mismatched guys kind of come together and they must coexist and help each other out, but neither of them wants to. It's that old chestnut. It's Dave Bautista basically trying to be the hard nut and the big gun action man, which he is, but for some reason they make him like blind for most of the movie.
Literally blind? No,
not literally blind. He gets like LASIK surgery, the laser eye surgery. He gets that at the start of the movie, so for most of the movie he has to wear these Raj glasses that sort of help him see better.
Okay.
Which I was just like, okay, I guess that's a gimmick you're going to use for the movie. And it kind of means that the other guy, I forget his name and I don't really care, but the other guy in the movie who's sort of like the comedy, has to help him out because he's unable to see everything. And it's just like, the movie's shit. The movie's shit. Even the action sequences, like, this. The one thing I thought that might save it is the action sequences, because Batista, we know, has got action chops. He can do the action well. But in this, I was just kind of like, I'm not even caring anymore. Karen Gillan's in the first 10 minutes, though.
Just the first 10 minutes?
Just the first 10 minutes. She dies.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
right.
She's killed, like, almost instantly.
I'm definitely not going to watch that now.
I wouldn't bother.
I wasn't going to watch it anyway, to be honest. I
It's
saw a
pants.
trailer for it.
It's
and
awful.
Thought, oh, blood of shite.
So, Batista, stick to your lane, mate. Yeah, stick to your lane.
So, yeah, I'm going to go for there, just on the disappointment note.
I've got more.
I've got more as well. So I'm going to go from there to just these two movies that I'm not going to spend a great deal of time talking about them because they don't fucking deserve it. Fractured, starring Sam Worthington.
Yeah.
Which is basically flight plan in a hospital. Crap. Avoid.
I've heard the twist is good, though.
No, it's not.
I've heard that the way they do it is good.
No.
No?
No, that's
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. I'll give you that.
No, avoid. Wounds, starring Armie Hammer.
Yes. Armie Hammer, yes.
Load of shite.
Yeah. Is this the one that's got Zazie Beetz in it as well?
I don't know. Who the hell's that?
Her from the Joker movie. Domino from Deadpool.
Oh. Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. Aye. She's kind of like he doesn't manage it, but he works in a bar, and she's kind of like a barfly that goes in. Barflies.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Try working in Berwick in the bar.
So some kids are in his bar, and they leave a phone behind because there's a fight that breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave a phone behind, and he sends a text from the phone to say, I've got your phone, come back to the bar and come and get it. And then freaky stuff starts happening because it's a horror movie. And then it's just...
It's a horror movie?
Aye.
Oh.
Yeah, it's horror.
Okay.
But it's not very good horror.
Okay.
It's like all about sort of bugs and stuff, and then there's like a bit where he thinks he's got a bug coming out of his armpit, which is fucking gross. It's just not very good. It's not told particularly well. Well, it's not told well at all. And then at the end of the movie, it just bloody ends all of a sudden. I was bored out of my fucking mind watching it. I thought it was going to be good because I like Armie Hammer.
Yeah. He is good.
He is good,
Yeah.
but this was not.
He's one that I think people need to actually give a chance.
Yeah.
You know what they should have, what could have been his thing before they cast Ben Affleck as Batman. He was Batman for a long time. When Guillermo del Toro was in thingies in talks to do it, he was his number one pick.
Right.
And it's a shame he didn't get to do it. I don't want to see that with him, but Armie Hammer should have definitely done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I would have watched the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But avoid Fractured, avoid Wounds.
Well, another movie to avoid on Netflix, In the Tall Grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched that also.
Stephen King does not always a good movie make.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently so.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking shit. It sets a couple of rules for itself and then breaks them within the first 10-15 minutes. It's just awful, but one good thing is Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson's fucking incredible.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, to be fair. But yeah, another one I was just going, what is this actually fucking on about?
Yeah. And it kind of like, it played on the sort of Field of Dreams vibes, but like a horror kind of version of Field of Dreams, obviously. But I think, because it plays with time, so you kind of go back twice. And I think the second time they went back, that's when I started realizing they were just going to fuck about with their own rules. And I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not actually bothered. This movie has no interest for me. And the last 15 to 20 minutes is just mental fucking shenanigans. Like, it makes no sense.
I can't even remember what happens, to be honest.
It was pants.
I completely tuned out.
Yeah, stay away from that movie.
Yeah.
Stay away from that movie.
Another one to stay away from.
Oh, I love it.
In the Shadow of the Moon. Also on
Oh,
Netflix.
my
They've
Christ.
been churning these cunning things out, haven't they?
This was another one that sets rules for itself and then dicks about with them.
Yeah, so that's another. It's not time travel exactly.
No.
It's like a multi-universe thing, isn't it?
I am going to say, though, the premise of this movie is brilliant.
I still think it was a vampire movie.
I don't know how you got that.
I don't know how I got
I
it
still
either.
don't know how you got that.
But from the trailer, which I thought was good,
Trailer was great.
but from the trailer, I thought it was a vampire movie.
No idea
And
where
I
that
don't
came
know how.
from.
I really don't know, but that's what I thought I was going in to watch.
I legitimately, I loved the premise of this movie. Like, the premise being that the guy, the dad of the movie, the main character, is going forward in his life. Like, his life is going forward as it's supposed to.
Was he the dad in the bloody Frequency TV show?
No. So he's
I still don't know who he is then.
He's going forward in his life and he's living life as he's supposed to. But every 7 years, a woman comes into his life to fuck his shit up, basically. He's a cop who's investigating a murder at the start of the show movie, and then 7 years later, he accidentally kills her, pushes her in front of a train and she dies. 7 years later, he's investigating what looks to be another
Narcos. That's where I've seen him.
He's investigating what looks to be another sort of similar crime, and she's there again, and so on and so forth. Which I was sitting thinking, man, I love this. Like, the way they're doing this, I absolutely love it. And I could see it had like a sort of a 12 Monkeys kind of thing going on, where she's gonna keep coming back till she gets it right, kind of thing. So I was loving that because I'm a big fan of 12 Monkeys. But it was just about 20 minutes from the end, I was just kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah, is this still going?
Like, A, is it still going? But B, I was kind of like, what are you doing now? Why the fuck are you doing this? And they set up this massive, like, world-building piece of exposition 10 minutes from the end that you know you're not going to get to. So what is the fucking point? And then the movie just ends. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And the big twist of the movie clocked it 10, 15 minutes in. Like, I knew that girl was going to be either his daughter or his daughter's daughter.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to be one of those two. But they set it up to make it that fucking obvious that when they'd say, oh, but it's not his daughter, it's his granddaughter. Like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I was just kind of like, fuck off, you idiots. Like, this movie was far too pleased with itself. Like I say, it sets its own boundaries and then completely fucks them. Just didn't like it.
Nah, it was disappointing because I was looking forward to this one.
It looked good.
Because I thought it was a vampire movie.
I still don't know where that comes from.
No.
Still don't know where that comes from. A good movie, though. I'm going to talk about a good movie for a second. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh yeah, I've got my eye on this one.
Genuinely went into it with the lowest possible expectations, because I watched the trailer and I was kind of like, oh look, it's Billy from Ally McBeal. That might be worth a watch. Purely for that.
Is he the name in it?
No, he's in it.
All right.
I suppose he is the name because the rest of them are kids. But I watched the trailer and I was kind of like, it might be fun. And that's probably all I'm going to get out of it. And I watched it and I absolutely adored it. Like, it's not like It Chapter 1. It's not like it's a bunch of kids who go into a house and they find a book, and the book starts to write its own horror stories based around one of the kids. So then they have to like try and help that kid survive the story. It's fucking brilliant. I really, really enjoyed it. The makeup and the special effects are a bit ropey, to be fair. It's not got a lot of money put into it, and like the production value is not overly high. But I got a kick out of it.
Is it actually scary then?
Oh yeah, there's some pretty scary bits in it. Like I was genuinely like, but then I'm a muckle bitch, So I was just kind of like, yeah, this is actually quite scary. There's some good jump scares. Genuinely enjoyed the movie. I could see why people might not like it because, like I say, the production value's a bit fucking shit. But if you can get past ropey special effects, you're all right. It's just a bit of fun, really.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And if it's got Billy in it, you know.
Did you ever watch the Goosebumps TV shows and stuff like that? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I never watched those. There was one.
It's a bit like that.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, it's a bit like Tales from the Crypt. It's got that kind of vibe to it, but like sort of like an 80s kind of thrown together horror movie with like loads of little different stories.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
I enjoyed it.
I will watch that because I've seen the trailers for that going about, and yeah, that's sort of just up my street.
Just lower your expectations a little bit. Like, you're not going into it and you're not watching like Final Destination. All right, you're not watching Stranger Things. Just lower those expectations and you'll love it. I got a kick out of it. I was just like, and then Billy from Ally McBeal turns up. So
I've been rewatching that.
That is just mental.
Why is that mental? Fuck yourself.
Has it aged well? Has the old, we've got unisex toilets. Has it aged well? Is it progressive? Is it still progressive as fuck?
No, it's not progressive as fuck. No.
If anything, it's just really sexist. Because I seem to remember that show being about keeping the women down.
That's a lot. I'm only on season 1.
Yeah.
But that's a fair bit of the cases that they're doing.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I always liked that show, and
I just imagine if you watch it now, it's very like, oh, try getting away with that now.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, you mentioned the movie there, It Chapter 2, which I believe you've also seen.
Got issues.
Why?
Got issues with this movie, man.
Why have you got issues with it?
Part 1's miles better.
Oh, part 1 is better, but you watched it before I did.
Yeah.
And you said to me that Pennywise was hardly in it, which I don't see that. I don't get what you're on about there.
Looking back at it, there is a lot of Pennywise. There is a lot of him, but I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Apart from Bill Hader, the guy with the glasses, wasn't buying any of them. Wasn't interested in any of their characters. Didn't really care about anything that was going on in the movie. Beverly was fucking annoying. Jessica Chastain, probably one of the best actresses out there right now, is shit in this movie. She's not great. And then Bill Hader, who, as I say, plays the older version of Finn Wolfhard Richie. Mm-hmm. I was enjoying him in the movie. I thought he was very well written. Like, he brings the humor when there's a need for humor, but he's pretty serious when there's a need for that. And then all of a sudden, completely out of left field, about half an hour from the end of the movie, they throw in this thing that he might be gay.
Yeah.
And then don't do anything with it.
Well, no, they don't do anything with it.
So why?
And I guess there was a thing on fucking Facebook when it first came out. I brought it up on one of our episodes.
Is this about Pennywise being a homophobe?
Is Pennywise a homophobe?
Yeah.
And no, he's not.
He's not really, but let's be honest, the movie screams homophobia all the way through it.
It's set in that's like set in a fucking bumfuck town in the middle of America.
Yeah.
So, the fucking, when it is being homophobic and it's using homophobic language, that's not Pennywise doing that.
No.
It's the fucking yokels from this bumfuck town. So that's got nothing to do with fucking Pennywise.
Yeah, but they're trying to say that Pennywise has control of these people, so ergo it's Pennywise doing it. But that's bullshit.
No, he doesn't.
That's bullshit.
That's horseshit, because he doesn't have control of them.
He only has control of one person.
And so they're meant to be arseholes who see a gay couple kissing at the bloody fairground.
Yeah.
And so they are meant to be fucking uneducated fucking arseholes who are homophobic and beat the fuck out of these guys for being gay. So that's what their characters are meant to be.
It's the story. It's not the character.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
You can't have a character in your movie who is like sexist or racist or homophobic or fucking anything like that in case the fucking groups get in touch, you know, or launch a petition to get your fucking movie rewritten now.
It's 2019, Chris. We're not allowed to.
You can't have a character like that in your movie.
No. It's 2019.
So how are you going to, you can't write a fucking big bad who, I'm not saying that these guys are big bads, because they're not. They're fucking inconsequential to the fucking movie.
Of course they are.
It's fucking bullshit. Anyway.
It is bullshit.
On the whole, I enjoyed the movie. Yes, the first one is better. It had some decent scares in it. It was all right. It wasn't...
I think as well...
superb, but it was all right.
I think it's this thing, and they make a joke about it within the movie, about Stephen King not knowing how to end his movies.
Yeah, I like that.
Not knowing how to end the story, so he goes to, like, aliens, supernatural forces. Like, you know, he goes to that well, because he doesn't really know how to end the script. And they joke about it about 3 or 4 times in the movie, with James McAvoy, who's clearly the Stephen King character, not knowing how to end anything. But then, like, if you're making that the consistent joke through the movie, you better end this movie well, because that's the joke, you know. So you better end this It movie pretty well. And I've just felt that the last half an hour of this movie just it just keeps going. It just felt like, you know what, you could have ended this about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. You could have ended this, you could have finished it. But that whole thing with them being in the big
undergroundy bit,
the big cavern, and then basically killing Pennywise with the power of positivity, which I did like. The power of friendship, fuck you. Yeah, not a big fan of them. It Chapter 2, there's some good scares, there's some good Pennywise moments. The bit in the mirrors was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely
brilliant.
Brilliant.
With a little kid.
That was awesome.
That was when I was sat going, what the fuck is Kev going on about here? Because this is fucking awesome. Well, in a sick, twisted kind of way, but fucking hell.
I like that bit, the bit with the mirrors, but they showed that in the trailer as well. But I mean, that's fair dues. Whatever.
Did they show that bit in the trailer?
Yeah. But just overall on the whole, first one was better.
Yeah, the first one was definitely better. But
I really liked the first one. I've rewatched the first one since, and you know, I stand by it. It's just a better movie.
It is a better movie. I agree with you, but I think that the second one it's a solid sequel.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
There you go.
Which is kind of all it needs to be these days. So I watched a movie the other night that I really want to talk about. Talking about your Hotel Mumbai. This is another sort of true story. It's a movie called The Kill Team. Do you remember? And I think it was a story on the Newsroom. It was part of the Newsroom, like a couple of episodes. The team of soldiers in Afghanistan that killed innocent civilians.
Oh, was this with the mustard gas or whatever it was?
I think so, yeah. There was
it wasn't mustard gas, but it was...
There was like a team of 6 guys, and they basically were arrested and court-martialed and fucking, you know, because they were legitimately killing Afghan civilians, basically to try and stir up hate and that kind of thing. This is the true story of that. And it stars Nat Wolff, who is, I think he was in like the Teen Wolf TV show. He's done a couple other little bits and pieces, nothing massive, but he is quite a good little up and coming actor.
Is his face wonky?
A little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So he is a young lad who wants to go off, join the army and do the right thing and be, you know, America's next hero.
Be all he can be.
Be all he can be. And he's very much got this drummed into him, and he goes over to Afghanistan, and it starts off that he's in a good, tight-knit unit with a really good sergeant who not only wants to, like, be all he can be, but he's also, like, he's sympathetic to what's going on in the country that they are basically annihilating. and he's trying to teach them that, yes, we're here to do a job and we're here to, take them out, but we're also here to keep the peace in certain areas, because not everybody is like a terrorist. Not everybody's out to kill you. And he ends up being killed, so he's replaced with Alexander Skarsgård, who I'm just a massive fan of this guy. Like, I have been since True Blood, basically. Like, okay, it was a bit in a gay way when it was True Blood, but now it's like this guy can fucking act. Like, he can act his balls off when he wants. So he comes in, and he is very much a hardcore sergeant. He's done a few tours of like different situations, and he is a bit of a cunt, and he's well known for being a bit brutal. But when he comes in like everyone's mate, and he's like, we're going to come out here, we're going to do the job, and he starts leading the crew. And from there it becomes a case of Nat Wolff, the main character, starts to realize that what they're doing is a little bit suspect, and he's kind of like, how is it that we're spinning the story? And he's kind of like, you clearly murdered that man, so he sort of like, he's contacting home and everything, and he sort of becomes a little bit of a whistleblower.
All right, okay.
Because he's like contacting his dad, and he's kind of telling his dad what's going on, and his dad's in touch with like the CID and all that, and basically it's the story of he's now in this unit of tight-knit men who are all on the same page, but if he steps away, they're going to kill him, kind of thing. Like, how far can he step out of it and all that? It's a true story. It's a fucking great story.
Good, like, what's it called?
The Kill Team.
The Kill Team.
But it's just tense as fuck the whole time, because you are seeing the movie from his perspective. You're seeing the events from his perspective. So you are essentially him. And you feel the fucking loneliness of this guy and a team of like just ultra hard badasses.
I'll watch that. Yeah.
But it's also another one, like you say, Hotel Mumbai kind of doesn't shy away from anything. This movie is showing you what these fucking animals did when they were over there. Cause
sarin gas.
I think it's a little bit of sarin gas in there as well. They are just utter bastards, and it's like, fuck me, man. The sort of story that and this probably sounds bad, but the sort of story that when I saw these things break and and they showed you what these people were actually doing over there, and they weren't all doing it, it's a small pocket of people that were going over to like fight for their country, but were doing shitty things. And when I saw it on the news and everything, I was just like, well, that's just that's part of it. They go over there, and that's just part of it. That's what happens. It's war, But then when you actually see it on screen and they're not fucking shying away, it's like, what the fuck? Nah. It's not part of it at all. It's fucking disgusting. But this movie's brilliant. This movie really kind of...
That's up my street. I'll watch that.
It really... Remember, what was that British one? Had the kid from Shameless in it. What was that called again? And I had Leo Gregory. I like Leo Gregory.
Oh, shite, I know the one you mean.
It's a bit like that.
I can't remember the name of it, though.
Because remember...
Generation Kill?
No, that was the American one.
Right,
but
I know the one you mean.
That was like that, but he joined the team and all that, and he was sort of on the outside because he wasn't liking what was going on. It's kind of like that, but like just better production value in Alexander Skarsgård, isn't it?
Can't go wrong.
He's amazing in it, though. Like,
he's a good actor. He is.
I don't know.
He was bloody good in Tarzan.
I don't know how anybody can be such a massive dick, but you're still sitting there going, "Oh man, I still want to be you." But he's like a really likable asshole. But yeah, man, the film's excellent, and they deal with it in a really masterful way. It's not sloppy. Because sometimes when they do shit like that, it's like, oh, you've got a story to tell, but I really don't like the way you're telling me.
Yeah.
Like, just fuck off, hold off a bit, just hold off. But this one I thought they did really well. And it kind of shows you the bond that they're meant to have, and he feels like he's supposed to have, but he doesn't have it because he's not on their level. He's like, nah, man, because we're not all on that level.
There you go. Deep
as a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm going to talk about one more movie, and then I've got some TV shows to talk
about.
So I saw the live cartoon, The Lion King.
It's on my list, but I didn't want to talk about it.
I liked it.
You are mental.
I liked it.
You're mental.
You know, fuck it.
You're mental.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Well, no, you are. Does it have the same heart as the cartoon? Fucking absolutely not.
Does it have any heart?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it does.
It doesn't.
I enjoyed it.
Fair play.
It could have been better. You know, it could have been better, but I liked the stuff that they added in, like the Nala versus the hyena.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the word hyena there. Jesus Christ. Nala versus the hyena queen, sort of in the big fight at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. They should have had Jeremy Irons back as Scar.
100%.
That's fucking inexcusable. They should have had Robert Atkinson back as Zazu. I like John Oliver, but you know Robert Atkinson.
No, he's not.
So that's that they should have had those guys back. If you're bringing back James Earl Jones, bring back those guys.
That's my main problem with the movie. 100%. That's my main problem with the movie. Like you say, you bring back James Earl Jones, bring back Scar, bring back Yazoo or Zazu, bring them all back. Bring back Matthew Broderick. I don't care. Bring them all back, but because I don't think they changed the dialogue in the movie enough.
No.
Apart from Timon and Pumbaa, they two had different dialogue, which I liked, but they didn't change the dialogue enough for like Scar for me to go. That should be that.
Yeah, I just want to listen to Jeremy Irons say that line.
It was just Chiwetel Ejiofor, who we love, but it's him reading
Scar.
Jeremy Irons' lines. Which annoyed the piss out of me, and it was John Oliver, who we both like. He's all right, he's canny, but like it's just him reading Rowan Atkinson's lines, and I'm just sitting there going, "You've not changed it enough for me to even get on board with this movie." Apart from Timon and Pumbaa, because
they were good.
You're not going to have Seth Rogen reading fucking Nathan Lane's lines, are you?
There was a bit. I can't remember this being in the cartoon. It might well have been. It's been a while since I've seen that, but there was a bit where they're trying to distract the hyenas towards the end at the big battle at the end.
Yeah.
And they do a reference to Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
We proudly present your dinner, and
I'm sure in the cartoon, is it not when they do the hula dance?
It might well have been.
He's not saying like, "What do you want me to do?"
And then they do the "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah, aye.
Which cracks me up to this day.
Yeah.
And they call me Mr. Pig. But the Beauty and the Beast reference, I was laughing at that.
Yeah, you would have been.
Yeah.
I think the only bit that got an out loud laugh from me was when they were singing the song "When I Was a Young Warthog," and he was about to say farted, and then Timon wasn't going to stop him, and he's like, "Are you not going to stop me?" And he's like, "Nah." Like I was like, "Yeah, that's badass."
Yeah,
it's terrible film though.
I enjoyed it, and fuck you.
It's
not the cartoon. It would never ever have been, but I think that it's kind of cool that they're bringing it to a new younger audience.
Why did they have the mouths moving? When they were singing and talking, all the animals' mouths was moving when they were singing and talking, which is fine in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watching a cartoon, I'm alright with like animals, emoting and singing and talking. But in this movie, like it was so fucking jarring.
Yeah, because they're not telepaths.
Yeah, but it was mental. I was just watching a bunch of hyenas fucking, and I was kind of like, "Oh, nah, that's weird." Like, I found it weird. I really found it weird. But it's the same with like the likes of movies like Homeward Bound back in the day. Like, yeah, the mouse were moving, but very, very little because they were actual pets and they were actual animals. But in this Lion King movie, they can fucking sing and dance and hold a note. And I was just kind of like,
maybe you're putting too much thought into it.
I just thought it looked weird. I'm sorry. I did. Right, move on. What you
But
got next?
I enjoyed it, and I'm never wrong. So.
No, you're never wrong. I'll give you that. You are never wrong.
Have you got any more movies to talk about?
Nah, nothing I'm bothered about. I watched that Benedict Cumberbatch one, The Current War.
Oh yeah, I've seen trailers for that. I quite fancy that.
With Cumberbatch, Michael Shannon, and Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
All very good in it.
Was James McAvoy in that one?
No.
Am I making that up?
No, you're making that up. They're all very good in it. It's about the race to make a light bulb.
Tesla and all that.
Yeah.
Is it Tesla?
Tesla, shit. Tesla's in it, because that's who Tom Holland plays.
Aye. Well, we did it first
Edison,
anyway, so Edison.
Edison, and whoever was against Edison. Aye. Yeah, it was okay.
The British did it first, so fuck the Americans anyway.
It was a decent movie. Michael Shannon's excellent in it. Cumberbatch is decent.
So again, you've got this movie, this period piece movie about the invention of electricity and that in the US, and half or 3/4 of the cast are played by Brits.
Yeah. What are you going to do here? We just do it better.
So it took us a little while, but we're back over there.
We're colonising them again.
Oh, fuck.
I love it. Let's keep that going.
Slowly and secretly.
We'll start at Hollywood and then we'll move our way out, because as we all know, the real power in America resides in Hollywood. Yeah. Where all our guys are.
Pretty much.
Next thing you know, there'll be a Brit playing John McClane. Right, so what you got next?
TV show, Netflix.
Go on then.
It is Unbelievable, starring Toni Collette and Merritt Weaver.
Oh, is this the
about like the rape victim who no one believes.
Lindsay wants to watch this.
It's great. Merritt Weaver is just so fucking good.
Who's she again? What is she? She's been in something, isn't she?
Merritt Weaver. She was in Nurse Jackie.
Right.
You watched that, didn't you?
A little bit of it.
She plays Chloe in Nurse Jackie,
right.
And she was in The Walking Dead. She
was the fat lass in Walking Dead. Yeah, and she took the arrow to the head.
Yeah. Aye.
But she was class.
She's just awesome. I fucking love her. So it's Toni Collette and Merritt Weaver are detectives who are investigating a series of rapes. And why the fuck is that funny?
Because I just had Ricky Gervais in my head. There's been a rape up there.
Wow.
Not all complaints are real.
Jesus Christ.
I got some weird shit popping into my head tonight.
I thought I was fucking bad.
Right, come on.
Wow. You're going to laugh all the way through where I'm telling you about a series.
I'm not. I'm done.
Investigating rapes.
I'm done.
Yeah. And some of them may be false.
Right, crack on.
Oh my God.
I'm done. I'm sorted. Right, go on then. Oh, no. I've gone to hell.
So, that's not real, so...
I'm actually going to hell,
they are investigating the rapes, and I'm laughing through a thing about that. Fucking hell, Kev.
I'm sorry. My mind's going to weird fucking places, so... Right.
Okay, I'll move on from Unbelievable.
It's because I've had a drink. No, I want to hear about Unbelievable. Tell me about the rapes.
I'm not telling you about the rapes.
So,
as the series goes on, they start to find similarities in what what's done to them and all that kind of thing. And so they're investigating the rapes and that, and then they come across this lass who's.
I was holding it together so well. Oh no!
You utter bastard.
Right. So there's similarities.
The similarities in the rapes, and that's all I'm doing. So
don't do
I'm
that.
Unbelievable. Give it a watch on Netflix. It's fucking really good.
No, this I have actually wanted to watch this, and I have actually wanted to give it a go. But Lindsay wants to watch it as well, so there's some shows that I have to watch with her, unfortunately.
Yeah. Probably don't laugh
I'll
through a
not,
series about rape with your wife sitting next to you, though.
I'll not laugh at that. I'll not laugh at that. Is Vicky McClure in it?
She is not.
Oh, should be in everything. But is it good? Is it genuinely good?
Yes,
because
it's very good.
I have seen people going on about it, and I'm sure it's like trending on Netflix. Why does Netflix do that now? Like the UK top 10 and the top 10 TV shows and stuff like that. It's weird. They have like a list now. You'll go
on the app?
Yeah. I don't know if it's on the app. I'm sure it is though. Right. So TV shows. So this one has actually baffled me because it had 13 episodes, and then it's come out, and CW has commissioned it for a full season now, so it's going up to 22 episodes.
Right. Oh, they still do that shit.
Yeah. Batwoman.
Oh, okay.
Oh my Christ.
Bad.
Not for the reasons that I was expecting it to be bad, because the reasons I was expecting it to be bad was the whole, like, we're going to push Me Too to the skies. You know, like, the trailers are all very much... Lucius Fox says that the bat suit is perfect, and she says it will be when it fits a woman. And there's a lot of that in the trailer, a lot of, like, we're going to push the female agenda. But the truth of the matter is, take all that to the side and review this show as a straight-up Batwoman show. It's just shit.
Right.
It's really just bad. It's piss poorly written. It's all very ultimate cliches writing. I'm not into it at all, and I'm trying to. I've watched 3 episodes, and I'm trying to just push myself through it, but I'm already like, I just don't want to be part of this. They've already shown Batman. Like in the first episode, they showed Batman like twice.
Right.
Not like you don't see him face like everything. It's just like a bit of a blur, but you can see that it's meant to be Batman.
No, she's already seen everything.
Yeah, but the story is that she is Batman's cousin. At the start of the first episode, her sister and mum die. They fall off the side of a bridge in a car.
It's worse than Murder, She Wrote.
And they die, but Batman had a chance to save them. So there's going to be a little bit of animosity there. So she then goes off and like becomes like this total badass, and then comes back to Gotham to try and defend it because Batman's gone missing. He's been away for 3 years. So it's like, right, she's going to come back because they're about to turn the light off because he's not answering anyway. He's not been answering for 3 years, so they're going to turn the light off, and that's when she comes back. And there's like this rogue force in the city, kind of like, you know, most of Arrow's storylines where there's like a big bad.
I was going to say, was he on the island with Stephen Amell?
Might as well have been.
Worst places to be.
I mean, to be fair, that can connect. All of that can connect. It's part of that universe.
Right.
It's just awful. It's so bad. The big bad of this series, and it's not a spoiler because you found out at the end of the first episode, is her sister. Her sister, who's supposedly dead, has now come back to Gotham, and she's got a vendetta against her dad, who's played by Dougray Scott, who genuinely is usually quite good. Not when he's got shit to deal with.
So is the sister like one of the Batman big baddies, or?
She is Alice from Alice in Wonderland, who I believe was a character at some point, because you have the Mad Hatter, so you probably do have an Alice in Wonderland type villain.
Dear me.
But I'm just legitimately sat there 3 episodes in thinking, what the fuck am I doing in my life?
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. I was never going to watch that, to be fair.
The thing is, though, Ruby Rose as an ass-kicking vigilante isn't bad. I can actually get behind her as a character. I can get behind her as an actress. She can be quite good, I think. I just think the material she's got is like they're trying to push, and it sounds horrible to say it, especially with everything that's going on right now with like Me Too and everything like that, but they are trying to push it to the stars that A, she's a woman superhero and she's carrying her own TV show, B, she's a lesbian in the TV show, and C, who the fuck gives a fuck? It's bad. I don't like it. The writing's terrible. The show's terrible. Just don't bother.
Yeah, I'm not. I've given up on CW. I am tempted to go back into it to watch this.
Oh, the Infinite Earth thing.
I'm tempted to.
See, Lucifer's going to be in it as well.
Right.
Yeah, they've announced that he's going to be in it. Obviously, Tom Welland's going to be in it. Brandon Routh's going to be in it as Superman. And
is bloody Hellraiser? What's he called? Hellblazer. Constantine.
I think so. Yeah, I'm sure they've announced that. Like they're throwing the kitchen sink at it. Like everybody's going into it.
I'm tempted to do that. I'm tempted to go back and watch that.
Well, all those shows are meant to be dying off anyway. Like Arrow's meant to be finishing, Flash is meant to be finishing. So why are they commissioning fucking Batwoman?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Maybe they're just thinking of the next generation.
It's going to be all women. Brilliant.
And
I don't mean that in a sexist way, by the way, because I'm all about that. Like I'm all about that. But when you
imagine if that's going on, all the fucking dishes that'll be building up in Gotham.
Exactly. Who's going to cook the teas?
For fuck's sake.
Yep.
And like, if somebody rips their jeans, who's going to sew it up?
Well, to be fair, Batwoman's doing that herself. She's ripping her jeans all the time. Yeah, right. She's proper going for it. Like, she's a rebel. Right.
Okay. The Good Place on Netflix.
Oh, this is a Ted Danson thing?
Yeah. It was. I watched it sort of kind of reluctantly. It was recommended to me, but it's actually really fucking good.
It looks alright.
20-minute episodes.
It can't be that. It
can't
be that.
No. So it's about a group of people who are in the good place, which is heaven.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they're maybe not supposed to be there. And so they're kind of, the first series anyway, they are sort of trying to cover their tracks, find out how they can improve themselves to belong in the good place. But because they're in the good place, shit starts happening and going wrong. And so Ted Danson is like the architect of it all. And he is trying to find out what's happened to the good place and why it's all gone to fuck. It's really funny. There's some amazing one-liners in there. That's why I thought that thing that you put on Facebook,
we'll get there.
It kind of sounded like something that would come out of that. But the woman, is it? Oh fuck! What's her name? Bloody hell! Hold on a second. Kristen Bell.
Oh yeah. She's in that. Yeah,
she is really fucking funny.
She is funny though. Yeah. Fanboys, man.
Yeah, I know.
Love Kristen Bell.
And I mean they're all funny, but she's great.
Yeah,
she's great. Like they keep calling her a piece of Arizona trash, and she calls herself a piece of Arizona trash, and she's not supposed to be in the good place.
Mm-hmm.
And like when she was alive, she was a fucking complete arsehole.
Yeah,
and all that. And so you're like the series after sort of, they start doing other things with it.
Yeah,
and that is all series do, but that's what series 1 is. It's nice and easy to watch. 20-minute episodes, like I say. Everybody's great in it. It's good seeing Ted Danson sort of. They kind of throw a couple of Cheers references in there as well, every now and then. They've got him tending bar at one point in one of the series. It's really funny. There's some cracking one-liners.
Yeah,
it takes the piss out of religion quite a bit.
Obviously,
which, I'm in. And yeah, it's just a really fucking cracking little show.
It's one that I keep looking at, and I do keep thinking to myself, I'm going to give that a go. So I might do that now. Like, it's Ted Danson, Kristen Bell. It's two actors that I've always had a bit of affinity for Ted Danson since his Cheers days and whatnot. But and then Damages, he was fucking awesome in Damages.
Yes, I forgot about that, actually.
Total prick in Damages, but loved him.
That could be worth a rewatch, you know.
Oh yeah, that is 100% a rewatch.
I've got the box set downstairs.
But yeah, I fancy giving that one a
good
go.
place. Highly recommend it. It's on Netflix.
In 20 minutes, you can't beat that. Cannot beat that. So from one super awful Batman spin-off to another, and this is where I got the if you have to give a French name to something, as a rule I genuinely don't like it, or generally don't like it. Pennyworth.
Oh no, because you were looking forward to that, weren't you?
Yeah.
And is it the same as on CW as well?
No, it's on Stars.
You know what?
And it's
I've been
fucking
tempted
great.
to bloody upgrade my Amazon TV subscription to that.
Can you get Stars on there?
Yeah.
It's
because of that thing that Brendan Gleeson's in.
Ah, right, yeah,
and I really fancy that.
Yeah. Well, if you do get it, I 100% recommend you watch Pennyworth. Even if it's...
I do watch it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Even if it's just the first episode and you don't like it, just give it a chance. I absolutely love this show.
Who's playing him?
Jack Bannon or Jack Bannon. I did have a look, and he has been in stuff and things, but not a great deal. Mostly British stuff, though, because he is a British lad.
Right. Another one.
But
like shit in a field, man.
Well, it is set in London.
Yeah,
so.
well, fair enough.
It does what it says on the tin. It's the early years of Alfred Pennyworth, Alfred the Butler from Batman. It shows you something that we've not really been shown before, which they alluded to in Gotham. It kind of shows you why Alfred is such a badass, how he can be such a badass, and it's sort of like set in 1960s London. He's kind of trying to set up a security firm with his pals who have all come back from the war, and they're all pals together, and they're all gonna make this firm. So there's him, there's a Scottish lad, and I think the other one's like Irish, or he might just be British, but or English.
He's not gay, he's British. Sorry.
Exactly, and it's basically that is like the crux of the show is that, and then in the background you have as always an evil conglomerate. Pretty much the main guy right now. There is going to be other guys that are his puppet masters, but it's Jason Fleming.
Oh.
So he's the big bad of the show as it stands. Because I'm not near the end yet, but I'm getting there. And his number 2 in the show, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but she's incredible. Paloma Faith.
Get out.
She's fucking excellent.
I had no idea she was.
She's
like,
so good.
Into the acting game, like.
I mean, it's not hard for her because she's just playing like a London bird. Yeah. And she's playing it up. She's hamming it up to fuck. Like, she's just doing her best Barbara Windsor impression. You know, she's got the full Cockney accent, and she's like, "Oh my God, darling," and all this. "All right, Chuck," and all this kind of thing. She's so fucking good. And she's actually what hooked me in straight away. Like,
well, now you've said that, I'm in.
Straight away, she hooked me in. You have the Batman thing because Thomas Wayne's in it. So the first client that he has is Thomas Wayne.
Right.
But it's good because, as we've always known, he kind of looks after Thomas Wayne's son after they die, and sort of like that's all we've ever really known. But in this, he's kind of bossing Thomas Wayne about. So he's got sort of like, he's an American who's come over to do like insurance kind of thing on these people. They don't want him there, so they're going to try and kill him. So he basically hires Alfred to protect him. And Alfred's just like, "Look, if you don't do what I tell you to do, you're going to die." He's like, you need to be doing exactly what I tell you. So he's kind of in charge, and it's a nice little sort of role reversal sort of thing. I think it's great. I've not finished it, as I say, but I hope they give it another series, at least another series, to see where it can go. First series is only 10 episodes, so it's a nice, easy watch. But Stars is obviously like not bothered, because in the first episode he said fuck about 6 times.
Right.
So seeing Alfred say fuck, I was like, oh my God, Jesus, what the fuck's going on? Jason Fleming is a baddie, you can't beat that. Like, it's always good seeing him on screen. And he is, again, it's a comic book TV show, so Jason Fleming's like I know I'm in a comic book TV show, and I'm gonna ham it up. So he is. I love it.
Yeah.
Genuinely think it's a great show.
Like I say, you had me at Pull on My Faith. I'm going to watch that.
And
I am seriously thinking of upgrading my Prime TV.
I didn't know you could get that through
yes,
that.
you can.
Yeah.
There's different channels that you
that's
you
pretty
can
cool.
upgrade.
Because
it's like £2 each.
Apparently, there's a lot of really good shows on Stars. There's a lot of stuff on there.
I keep seeing that Brendan Gleeson one. I forget what it's called, but I keep seeing it, and I really want to watch it.
Well, get it. Give Pennyworth a go because it's. Yeah, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. As and even the Queens, there's the Alfred is kind of semi sort of working for the Queen, and they have like this strange sort of alliance. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not finished, but I think she's a bit of a twat. I think she's, I think there's things going on in the background that the Queen's involved in, which I'm kind of like, oh yeah, show me more of that.
Not like chasing anyone down a
tunnel
in Paris.
Don't. I got shouted at the other night because Lindsay, because that Meghan Markle thing was on where they interviewed her and she was all like, oh, I'm American, and, like she got all upset and everything because the paparazzi's like following her and stuff, and she wasn't prepared to be in the limelight. And I'm sitting there just like, fuck off. You know what you're getting into. I'm sorry, but you know what you're getting into. So obviously I was commenting on that. And
social fleeting comment.
And Lindsay, she's not a royalist, but she does like them royals. So yeah, I got told sharp and slapped in the face. Not hard slap, just like a gentle slap.
Oh dear.
But it was still a slap. Yeah.
I imagine that happens a lot though, you being you.
Yeah.
A couple of times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like when she started crying in the interview and I was on.
I've not seen it. Did she start crying in the interview?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, not really. She held it back, but I was like, oh, whatever. Because she's been hounded by the paparazzi. So anyway, crack on.
Aye. One more. It's on Netflix. It's called Raising Dion.
Did you not talk about this last time?
Did I?
This is not the one with the shepherd in it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did I talk about this last time?
I think you did. Because you like...
Did we do...
You were jizzing over the shepherd.
Oh, absolutely, I fucking was. Did I talk about this already?
I think so. Or maybe we talked about it. I don't know.
Maybe.
What was you going to say anyway?
I can't remember if I did or not. Did we do that on the Joker episode?
We may have done it before that.
No.
Right.
Oh, fuck knows. I don't know what to talk about now.
I seem to remember we talked about it.
Probably did. Bygones. It's good anyway. Watch it. Go.
It's his story and it's good. I'm done. The only other thing I had was the kid from Stranger Things has got a prank TV show. Me and Ruby have been watching it because we've been watching the Hunger Games. So after the Hunger Games, I like to cleanse my mind with something, something I don't necessarily have to watch but can enjoy. And it's like a prank TV show like Punked, but it's all horrors. So it's all like horror based. And the kid from Stranger Things, Dustin, he's kind of running the show. He's kind of the mastermind behind it. It's actually pretty good.
I'm not watching that.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's not groundbreaking, but it's all right. Ruby doesn't like it. It's quite scary at times.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, yeah. Anyway, that's me done.
Yeah, right. Top 5. I need to piss first.
Okay.
Do you ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
Do you ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
Jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd.
And with that, we come to the end of the show, the last segment.
Yes, we do.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Motherfucker.
Top 5. This was your baby.
So, high schools in TV and movie horror.
Yeah.
That we would kind of like to go to in a way.
Yeah.
And whether we'd survive them.
I'd survive them all, by the way. Spoilers.
Liar. So, have you got the names of the high schools as well?
Yes.
Good lad.
Yes.
I've done that.
Took a little bit of research, but I got it. Because I was choosing random ass shows. and
I've got a
movies.
mix. I've got a mix of TVs and movies.
Yeah. So I'll let you go first.
Okay, so now what order am I going to do this? All right, I'll go the first one. Right, so this is Hillcrest Academy.
Okay.
And it's Halloween H2O.
Ah, yes.
So a bunch of little entitled ball bags, because it's a private school. So, you know.
Who's Josh Hartnett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in my list twice. Spoilers.
He's in my list once. Spoilers.
We've got the same one, haven't we?
Of course we have, 'cause it's fucking awesome.
Aye. So, yeah, Hillcrest Academy, Michael Myers is coming after you.
Yeah.
Although, see, I think I might have survived this.
Right.
Because...
LL Cool J.
Exactly. You get behind him.
Exactly.
He's going to kill the black guy first.
Racist. True, though.
Well,
Facts.
it's fucking
Straight
horror
facts.
movie rules.
Yeah.
But, I think I would have gone on the school trip. Which means I skipped the entire thing.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I would also... who am I kidding? I wouldn't be on the school trip. I'd probably be at home. Playing the Xbox.
Huh.
I'd be Joe Gordon-Levitt. That'd be me.
Oh, you'd be the scummy one who's
Yeah.
like, okay, gets
Yeah.
well, you're still dead though.
Yeah. That would be me, because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the ice pick, not the ice pick, the ice skate in your face.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a good death though.
It is a decent death, especially for the kid from Third Rock.
And Robin.
And leave him alone.
Anyway, he's been quiet for a while.
Yes, he has.
Huh.
I have nothing to say about it,
No,
but he has.
bygones. Yeah, I think that's. I would like to go there because it's nice and posh and that.
Yeah. And you're surviving because you're on the trip.
Yeah.
So that's 1-0 to you.
Yeah. Done.
Right. So my first is I'm going to go with an obvious one. It's super obvious, but it's Hawkins High from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it is a super cool ass high school, to be fair. I would 100% be playing Dungeons and Dragons in the basement with Dustin and Steve, because Dustin and Steve, I would be like the third part of we would be the three amigos. Me and Steve and Dustin would be the three amigos, but I'm probably dying because I feel I'd be cannon fodder for this group.
You think they would give you to the what the fuck do you call them?
I'd end up being like what's his name in the third series who got totally mind fucked and was a dick to everyone.
Oh yeah, that's definitely you're
from Power
mostly
Rangers.
There anyway.
The kid from Power Rangers. that would be me. Hawkins High, yeah, it just looks cool as fuck. 80s retro, love it. So I want to go there. But yeah, I'm probably dying. I'm not. Demogorgon would have me.
Demogorgon, that's what I can't remember the name of it.
It would get me.
Aye. Okay, all right, that's a good pick. Right, so my number 4 is Woodsboro High.
Scream.
From Scream.
Very nice,
Yep.
very nice. I wanted to go for that, but I kind of thought you might.
Yeah. It doesn't seem as awful as other American high schools that you see on TV.
No, it's pretty cool.
Mostly 13 Reasons Why.
The Fonz is the principal.
A bastard. Exactly.
You got the Fonz.
I think I would die though.
Why though? Because the killers only really go after that group. Would you be in that group?
Would I be cool enough to hang around with Neve Campbell? Probably not, no.
I wouldn't say Neve Campbell's cool, but Tatum's definitely cool. Rose McGowan.
See, I think I'd be in high school. I kind of was like the middle of the road. You know,
Okay.
I was like kind of a. Can you imagine? A fucking bit of a nerd.
A nerd, but a cool nerd.
I was a cool nerd. I bridged the gap.
You
Yeah,
bridged
I
the
bridged
gap.
Yep.
Wow.
Now I was in a few different groups in high school.
I like that.
Don't question me.
Was you in saxophone group, recorder group,
Oh no,
triangle
chess all
group?
the way, mate.
Chess all the way.
Yep.
Nice, nice.
Chess and drama.
Oh, a drama at chess.
I didn't. So I think from high school I was in a couple of different groups.
So you could have been
And
in that group.
I wasn't shunned by any of them. So, I think I may have been say the big party where what's her name gets chopped in half by the fucking
Yeah.
garage door, which is again a good death.
Good death.
Stupid fast bitch. But
can't say that. She's one of those Me Too girls.
I think I would die.
Yeah, I think you'd
I
die.
would die.
I think you'd be part of the bloodbath at the end, the house party at the end.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm hurt pretty bad.
But at least you're making it that far. See, the problem there is I think I would probably be Jamie Kennedy in that scenario. I'd be the kid working in the video shop, so I think I'm okay, but I'm probably not going to last.
So you're waiting for the sequel to
I've
get
made
yours.
I've made it to the sequel.
These days, baby, it's all about the sequel.
I've made it to the sequel, and I've left a video for the threequel.
Well, you've got to think ahead. You've got to.
I'm definitely
these days, baby, it's all about the trial. You've got to think about the trial.
I'm definitely the kind of guy who thought ahead for the trilogy. Definitely that kind of guy.
Oh, remember when Scream was a thing?
Yeah,
like, you know,
I know. I miss it.
It was all Q.
I actually genuinely miss it. So, my number 2.
No.
No?
Not number 2.
What?
That was just my number.
That was your number 2, wasn't it?
No, that was my number fucking 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you going down the way?
Did you go for number 5?
Did you go 5 and 4? All right, I'm not really doing mine in any particular order.
All right, okay then.
So my next one, sorry, you numerical fuck.
That maths.
Was you in maths clubs as well?
No, because I sucked at maths. I was in grammar club.
Sweet.
you definitely would. I would have fucking kicked you out of that class.
So my next one is Shiro Iwa Junior High.
The shit is that?
It is the high school from Battle Royale. Have you ever seen Battle Royale?
I have no idea what that is.
It's a Japanese movie. It's basically you see the Stone Cold movie with on the island with Vinnie Jones and all that.
The Condemned.
It's basically the blueprint for that.
It's a good movie.
It's where they take all the kids in a certain year, put them on an island, and say, right, have at it. But whoever survives gets to come home. It's not necessarily a horror movie, but with about 40 kids all trying to kill each other, it's a fucking horrific scenario. And 1,000,000% I'm dying in that situation. I ain't coming off that island because I would be a bitch. I feel like I'd get 1 or 2 kills, and then my conscience would get the better of me, and I would just be killed. Some asshole would betray me.
But then you've done 1 or 2, so you may as well just keep going. It's like The
Yeah,
Purge.
I know.
That's what I've started watching, by the way. I missed it off because I've not finished it yet.
It's very good.
It's actually really
good. The high school from Battle Royale. But I would 100% die.
Well, I've never seen it in my life, so I will take
It's
your word for it.
amazing. So
But I
good.
think if there's a bunch of bastards hunting you and that, you're probably going to die.
Yeah, and there's 40 kids in the whole class, and they all just have to go and kill each other, and it's just like,
wow, that's a weird exam. Yeah.
Finals.
Yeah. So my number 3 is Harrington High from The Faculty.
I have this, but I hobbied it with another one because both the movies came out the same year, and they're both pretty similar. So I have hobbied it, but yes.
Okay.
Josh Hartnett. Remember when Josh Hartnett was a thing?
You are going for all the games tonight.
Remember when Josh Hartnett was a real thing? He was in all the movies for a while.
40 Days and 40 Nights, and then that went to shit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I die? Yeah, I'd probably be in the fucking creepy alien.
That's a group you could definitely be part of because it's quite an eclectic group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, the entire school? That's pretty eclectic.
No, the kids, the main kids of the movie, because they're all from different kind of groups, aren't they?
And also, there's no way in hell I would be doing the thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm too much of a prude for that.
Yeah,
No.
I know, I get that.
But it'll save your life, Chris. No.
No.
Couldn't possibly.
I think I'd be alright in that one.
You'd be one of the snorty fucks.
100%.
Yeah.
But not just that, I just think I'd be okay. I think I'd be fine.
Nah, I think I'm dying in that. Yeah. Although they don't really die. They get taken over, don't
Robert
they?
Patrick is the headmaster.
That's right. And Lilith from Frasier.
Is he the headmaster? No, he's the gym
Lilith
teacher.
is the head
Yeah.
mistress.
Yeah, and
Robert Patrick is the
gym coach.
Gym guy, yeah.
Class. Love Robert Patrick.
I would still get, like, infestimated.
Yeah, I think I'd be fine. But the other movie that I hobbied it with, and both movies came out the same year, is the high school is called Cradle Bay High School. Did you ever see Disturbing Behaviour?
Oh, is that the one with Shia?
No. That was Disturbia.
All right.
Disturbing Behaviour had Nick Stahl from Terminator 3.
Right.
He played John Connor in Terminator 3. It had Katie Holmes. And I want to say James Marsden. Cyclops. Could be wrong on that one, though. It was very similar how there was a new kid comes to the school, sort of like comes in, makes friends with a group that they're all like a bunch of misfits kind of thing, and then they realise that there's something going on at the school. But instead of like aliens sort of infesting them and taking their bodies over, it's like the local psychiatrist ward, psych hospital. They're like performing lobotomies on the kids and mind controlling them. So it's a little bit like Faculty, but it was pretty much the same year that they came out, and I just always got the two. When they first came out, I always got them mixed up. So when I thought about this list, I was like, yeah, they can be hobbied.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Disturbing Behaviour is really good, but it's just... whereas I think you could watch The Faculty now, and it would still be a decent film.
I've rewatched that maybe about 6 months ago or something, and it's still good.
Disturbing Behaviour is very of its time. Like, it would be dated as fuck now. I guarantee it. Because you even have that scene where they go into the canteen, and he's like, so who are they? And then they start going around the different groups in the school, like all films did back then. Like, oh, that's the jocks. You can't go near them, and that's the geeks. Music of choice, the sound of their Apple Mac booting up, and all that kind of bollocks, which is an actual line of dialogue. But, yeah, the only thing it really had going for itself was Katie Holmes. It was like roundabout, like peak Dawson's Creek time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, so I hobbied them too. But Faculty's badass.
Faculty.
I love that movie. Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah. So, my number 2, and there's no way in hell you're going to have this on your list. In fact, my number 1 either. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned at the start, I wasn't allowed to pick Sunnydale High.
It wasn't that you weren't allowed, but you didn't want to.
I did want to, but it was too obvious because that would have been my number 1. Like, obviously, and I would have died.
Yeah.
But so my number 2 is Baxter High from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
What, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
Have you watched it?
I saw a little bit of it. I ain't watched much of it. Not for me.
It's fucking really good. And there are moments in there that are bloody proper scary.
See, she's making a Christmas movie with Ned from Spider-Man.
Is she?
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
I know. I don't know who's fallen further.
Fallen further.
Easy for you to say. Yeah, apparently they're making a Christmas movie together. Right, so Baxter High. Are you surviving though?
See, there's like 2 schools, and Sabrina's got to pick between the 2. That's like the first series of it.
Yeah.
So you got like the Academy of, I think is it the Academy of Dark Arts or some fucking thing?
Ooh.
But you've got the human school, which is Baxter High, but it kind of, because it's, a TV show, it like spills over and that.
Of course.
And so it's kind of, some of it is a little bit, not Monster of the Week because the series isn't that long, but there are students who get all killed in that. So I think I've got a fair chance of surviving it, but probably not. Knowing my fucking luck, I would walk in just as a bloody monster was trying to attack Sabrina or something.
Yeah. Would you help her?
No.
You're gonna get dead then.
No, I would try and help her probably, but then I'd be all, thinking, oh, what would Buffy do?
Right.
But Baxter High was as close as I could get to Sunnydale High because it is a little bit Buffy-y.
Okay. So, my next one is a little bit of a cheat because it's not necessarily a horror TV show or a horror movie, but it's a fucking terrifying school to go to if you ask me.
Oh, Christ.
Smallville High School.
That would be a terrifying school to go to. And there are many student deaths.
I 100% would be killed in Smallville High School from any number of fucking things. I would not want to go there. Not in a million years. But everybody just seems so happy and fine with what goes on in Smallville High. There's no real, like... You know, teachers go missing, pupils go missing, parts of the building get, like, ripped apart and blown up and stuff like that. But in the next episode, or even in that episode later on, like, nobody really seems to be fazed by anything. It's just like, shit happens every day.
Yeah, it's like Sunnydale then.
Yeah, so I'm very much don't want to go to Smallville High, and 100% I would die.
Yeah.
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 Hopefully that, like, you know, was it the biology teacher who was like a total sex pot, and she was like just trying to ride all the students to death. Hopefully that's how I die. But probably not. It'd probably be like, it would just be worms or something. Worms in the ears.
Buffy did it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Smallville High, I don't want to go there.
Or spiders in your Sorry.
Next.
My number one, and I don't know if this is a cheat or not. This is a high school from an episode of The X-Files.
Nah,
it's fine. Like a Monster of the Week high school. It's an episode. Now I might fuck this up because I've had a drink. It's an episode called Die Hand die Verletzt.
Ooh, and do you?
And it's no, I don't. It's German for the hand that wounds. And so it's about a bunch. Oh, you're off again. Fuck me.
That was good. That was good. That was fast as fuck. Like, oh, nah. Right. Okay. The hand of wounds.
The hand that wounds. Are you off again? Are you
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just impressed with myself, to be honest.
That was okay.
Because I've had a drink. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No. Yeah. So it's about a bunch of devil worshippers in a school.
Sweet.
And so they've kind of not been doing their thing properly. They've not been doing sacrifices or that.
Okay.
So the devil comes to the school to sort them all out.
Fucking hell.
Aye. It's a pretty fucking scary episode. And so the devil starts to like fuck with some of the students and that. Like she's there's a moment in it where like she's got to dissect a pig.
Nice.
Fetus, and the devil's casting a spell on her to like make it seem like it's alive and stuff, so it freaks her out and that. It's a really fucking freaky episode. And then so like towards the end, like there are students who have been dying. They're trying to kill Mulder and Scully, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them gets eaten by a snake. It's actually Bulldog from Frasier.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Would I survive? Probably not, because there's a lot of fucked up shit happens in the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Who's the principal?
It's, I can't remember.
Ah. Yeah. My last one.
The principal might actually be Bulldog.
Ah.
Maybe.
So, my last one. And this was a TV show that I absolutely adored as a child. I think we've spoken about it before on the podcast. B.F. Skinner, and I had to research this to find out. Junior high school. It's from a TV show called Erie, Indiana. Do you remember Erie, Indiana back in the day?
Is that the one that had Gary Coleman in it?
No. So this show was like, what was it like?
The name rings a bell.
It's very much like your villain of the week type story. It's another sort of Are You Afraid in the Dark type thing where each week was a different scenario. So you had like you had the twins that were at the school, but they were like they'd been at the school for about 34 years, because when they go home, their mum puts them into like Tupperware boxes and keeps them fresh every night, and they never age, kind of thing. Elvis lives next door to the main character. The kid's called Marshall, and he documents all the weird fucking shit that happens in his town. I loved the show. It was just like, because everything was sort of connected and sort of there was an overarching story, and I always got on with it and everything. But just, I feel like that school would just be a nightmare to be at because everyone's just a little bit fucked up. However, having said that, even the fucked up things just seem to go on. So, like, they're not really hurting anyone. They're not really doing anything bad until Marshall starts investigating the scenario and figuring out what's going on. So, if I could just, like, stop him from doing the investigation stuff, I'd be fine. I'd be fine.
So that's your goal, Tiz, to
just stop him.
Basically kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Battle Royale.
What if someone else comes along to pick up that thread?
Well, they did a second series.
All right.
With his little sidekick took over in the second series.
All right.
But I love the show. It's a show that, don't get me wrong, I tried to go back and watch it a little while ago. It's actually the episodes are on YouTube, so I was trying to watch them, but watching stuff on YouTube shit. But I was trying to watch the episodes, and it's old, super old now. But what I didn't realize was Joe Dante wrote and directed like 3/4 of the episodes. He did Gremlins.
Okay.
And other fucking great films. I think he did Volcano as well. But he's done great films through his career. And he was sort of like the main guy throughout that show, sort of like writing, directing kind of thing. But it was just like fucked up scenarios. You had the one where the kid had to go and get braces. But like when he got the braces, it was like a massive big contraption on his face. You know, like the movie Saw. Kind of like one of those big contraptions. And then he couldn't get them off, and it was fucking... I just remember watching it thinking, oh, nah, fuck this show. Why the fuck... Like, anything with teeth's just evil. Just don't fuck with teeth. In a horror movie, don't fuck with teeth.
Or fingernails.
Or fingernails. But yeah, B.F. Skinner High from Erie, Indiana. That show used to freak the fuck out of me. And that's a school I don't never want to go to.
You don't never want to go to?
Never.
Damn.
Never. Damn. But yeah, I love the show though. And I 100% think in one of the scenarios in the show I would die. But it wasn't like, a lot of them didn't really end with death. They kind of just ended with like, just weird shit. People disappearing and just weird shit.
They've been disappeared.
I love that show. And an interesting
I probably
thing.
did watch that, but...
Oh, you would have done. You would have done. One of the things I always remembered about the show as well, because you know how like in Springfield, in The Simpsons, you have Springfield, and then across the way you have like the other town.
Oh yeah, aye.
Well, in Erie, Indiana, and it's not really a big thing, but the town across the way was called Normal, Indiana. And I always just used to find that funny as fuck. I don't know why it always tickled me, because like they were called Erie, Indiana, and the other guys were called Normal, Indiana. It just always made me laugh, and to this day I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a bit of a basic one.
Yeah, but it's the same as like Springfield. Like, what was the name of the other one? I can't remember anyway. But did you have any honourable mentions?
I did not.
I had one.
You say yours, and I'm going to look up the Springfield thing.
I had one, but I couldn't think what it was called. And it was, remember The Demon Headmaster? Do you remember that show? Oh man, fuck me. You're crap. It was a good show on the BBC years and years and years ago. But anyway, yeah, that's my top 5. And I think most of them I'm dying.
I think Shelbyville. Yeah, I think so. I think the only one that I'm maybe got a chance is the Halloween one.
Yeah, because you're on the school trip.
I'm on the school trip.
Yeah. I'm dying in pretty much all my situations because horror movies and horror TV shows are scurry as shit.
Screw.
Oh. So we're going to leave it at that?
I think we will.
Right, man. We're going to go. Yeah. We will be back with another episode. Hopefully it won't take 2 takes, but we'll get there. And yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a little bit later than I anticipated.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Well, I'm on holiday next week, so.
But yeah, I'm off tomorrow. It'll be fine.
Sweet. So we'll peace out on this bitch.
We will do.